kebakaran berupa heat and smoke detector, water sprinkler system, alarm sistem otomatis, alat pemadam api ringan, fire hydrant system, dan kotak P3K. Di dalam ruangan ini tidak diperbolehkan merokok, mengonsumsi minuman keras, obat terlarang, membawa senjata api, senjata tajam, dan bahan peledak. Perhatikan letak pintu darurat di sekitar Anda. Di dalam ruangan ini terdapat 5 pintu darurat menuju akses ke titik kumpul pada saat kondisi darurat. 1 pintu utama berada di sisi belakang Anda, 2 pintu berada di sisi kanan Anda, dan 2 pintu berada di sisi kiri Anda. Apabila terdengar bunyi alarm dan terjadi keadaan darurat seperti kebakaran dan gempa bumi, segera lakukan evakuasi diri Anda menuju pintu darurat. Dalam kondisi darurat, tidak diperbolehkan menggunakan lift. Dan jangan panik, segera keluar dari ruangan, ikuti instruksi petugas keamanan yang bertugas, serta perhatikan rambu evakuasi yang menuntun Anda menuju ke titik kumpul. Titik kumpul berada di parkir timur, dekat pos pintu masuk mobil dan plaza terbuka. Kami harapkan keamanan dan keselamatan Anda dapat terjamin. Tidak ada yang lebih penting dari jiwa manusia. Terima kasih atas perhatian Anda.
For more than 7 decades, PLN has carried out the state's mandate to electrify the whole Indonesian archipelago. With an installed power generation capacity of more than 75 gigawatts, PLN serves more than 90 million customers in sharpening its vision as the leading electricity company in Southeast Asia and as the #1 customer choice for energy solutions. PLN continues to develop programs on an ongoing basis, strengthening its role as the heart of Indonesia for the sustainability of energy supply and the transition to renewable energy. Now, PLN is entering a new chapter in its transformation, aiming to become not just a power and utility company, but also a technology company based on innovations. All of this is to improve service quality, strengthening the domestic industrial ecosystem, and increasing competitiveness in the global stage. The new PLN 4.0, unleashing energy and beyond. Indonesia's shift toward clean energy is a crucial step for a sustainable future, though it faces some key challenges. Project owners, developers, and investors often encounter similar obstacles: uncertainty about where to start, limited insight into projects needing funding, and fragmented information across sources. These barriers can slow progress and increase costs, making it harder for stakeholders to connect and collaborate effectively. The Indonesia Energy Transition Channel, or IET Channel, aims to address these challenges. It's a unified, one-stop platform bringing together essential information in one place. By providing a clear, accessible overview of projects, IET channels reduce search costs and accelerates connections across the energy sector. Through IET channel, anyone involved, whether from public, private, or government sectors, can quickly find the information they need, encouraging broader participation and offering a complete picture of Indonesia's energy transition landscape. More than a digital platform, IET Channel is a gateway to a cleaner, sustainable future. It strengthens collaboration, supports informed decision-making, and drives positive change in Indonesia's energy sector. IET Channel, one-stop gateway for energy transition.
Every step we take is the power to generate new energy. And a thermal spirit that is never extinct, flowing in every aspect of life. We unite and grow strength, turn hopes into reality, and explore potential rising from the bowels of the earth, spread into an ocean of light. Become sparks of hope and the anchor of the future. We give a chance for the nation's best. To move forward, keep performing, and devote high dedication. To optimize legacy into welfare. Let us hand in hand establish success. Ensure the prosperity of all the people of Indonesia. Because the success of upstream oil and gas is the success for all of us.
For more than 7 decades, PLN has carried out the state's mandate to electrify the whole Indonesian archipelago. With an installed power generation capacity of more than 75 gigawatts, PLN serves more than 90 million customers in sharpening its vision as the leading electricity company in Southeast Asia and as the #1 customer choice for energy solutions. PLN continues to develop programs on an ongoing basis, strengthening its role as the heart of Indonesia for the sustainability of energy supply and the transition to renewable energy. Now, PLN is entering a new chapter in its transformation, aiming to become not just a power and utility company, but also a technology company based on innovations. All of this is to improve service quality, strengthening the domestic industrial ecosystem, and increasing competitiveness in the global stage. The new PLN 4.0, unleashing energy and beyond. Indonesia's shift toward clean energy is a crucial step for a sustainable future, though it faces some key challenges. Project owners, developers, and investors often encounter similar obstacles: uncertainty about where to start, limited insight into projects needing funding, and fragmented information across sources. These barriers can slow progress and increase costs, making it harder for stakeholders to connect and collaborate effectively. The Indonesia Energy Transition Channel, or IET Channel, aims to address these challenges. It's a unified, one-stop platform bringing together essential information in one place. By providing a clear, accessible overview of projects, IET channels reduce search costs and accelerates connections across the energy sector. Through IET channel, anyone involved, whether from public, private, or government sectors, can quickly find the information they need, encouraging broader participation and offering a complete picture of Indonesia's energy transition landscape. More than a digital platform, IET Channel is a gateway to a cleaner, sustainable future. It strengthens collaboration, supports informed decision-making, and drives positive change in Indonesia's energy sector. IET Channel, one-stop gateway for energy transition.
Every step we take is the power to generate new energy. An eternal spirit that is never extinct, flowing in every aspect of life. We unite and grow strength, turn hopes into reality, and explore potential rising from the bowels of the earth, spread into an ocean of light. Become sparks of hope and the anchor of the future. We give a chance for the nation's best. To move forward, keep performing, and devote high dedication. to optimize legacy into welfare. Let us hand in hand establish success. Ensure the prosperity of all the people of Indonesia. Because the success of upstream oil and gas is the success for all of us.
For more than 7 decades, PLN has carried out the state's mandate to electrify the whole Indonesian archipelago. With an installed power generation capacity of more than 75 gigawatts, PLN serves more than 90 million customers in sharpening its vision as the leading electricity company in Southeast Asia and as the #1 customer choice for energy solutions. PLN continues to develop programs on an ongoing basis, strengthening its role as the heart of Indonesia for the sustainability of energy supply and the transition to renewable energy. Now, PLN is entering a new chapter in its transformation, aiming to become not just a power and utility company, but also a technology company based on innovations. All of this is to improve service quality, strengthening the domestic industrial ecosystem, and increasing competitiveness in the global stage. The new PLN 4.0, unleashing energy and beyond. Indonesia's shift toward clean energy is a crucial step for a sustainable future, though it faces some key challenges. Project owners, developers, and investors often encounter similar obstacles: uncertainty about where to start, limited insight into projects needing funding, and fragmented information across sources. These barriers can slow progress and increase costs, making it harder for stakeholders to connect and collaborate effectively. The Indonesia Energy Transition Channel, or IET Channel, aims to address these challenges. It's a unified, one-stop platform bringing together essential information in one place. By providing a clear, accessible overview of projects, IET channels reduce search costs and accelerates connections across the energy sector. Through IET channel, anyone involved, whether from public, private, or government sectors, can quickly find the information they need, encouraging broader participation and offering a complete picture of Indonesia's energy transition landscape. More than a digital platform, IET Channel is a gateway to a cleaner, sustainable future. It strengthens collaboration, supports informed decision-making, and drives positive change in Indonesia's energy sector. IET Channel, one-stop gateway for energy transition.
Every step we take is the power to generate new energy. An eternal spirit that is never extinct, flowing in every aspect of life. We unite and grow strength, turn hopes into reality, and explore potential rising from the bowels of the earth, spread into an ocean of light. Become sparks of hope and the anchor of the future. We give a chance for the nation's best. To move forward, keep performing, and devote high dedication. To optimize legacy into welfare. Let us hand in hand establish success. Ensure the prosperity of all the people of Indonesia. Because the success of upstream oil and gas is the success for all of us.
For more than 7 decades, PLN has carried out the state's mandate to electrify the whole Indonesian archipelago. With an installed power generation capacity of more than 75 gigawatts, PLN serves more than 90 million customers in sharpening its vision as the leading electricity company in Southeast Asia and as the #1 customer choice for energy solutions. PLN continues to develop programs on an ongoing basis, strengthening its role as the heart of Indonesia for the sustainability of energy supply and the transition to renewable energy. Now, PLN is entering a new chapter in its transformation, aiming to become not just a power and utility company, but also a technology company based on innovations. All of this is to improve service quality, strengthening the domestic industrial ecosystem, and increasing competitiveness in the global stage. The new PLN 4.0, Unleashing Energy and Beyond.
Bapak Ibu, hadirin sekalian yang kami hormati, kami akan segera memulai acara. Dengan hormat kami undang Bapak Ibu untuk dapat menempati tempat duduk dan juga memposisikan telepon selular Anda dalam nada getar. Sekali lagi, dengan hormat kami akan segera memulai acara. Kami mengundang Bapak Ibu untuk dapat menempati tempat duduk Anda dan juga memposisikan telepon selular Anda dalam nada getar. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the event. We would like to kindly invite everyone to take your seats and to avoid interruptions, to position your handphones on silent mode. Thank you very much. Bapak Ibu, tamu undangan yang kami hormati, dengan penuh rasa hormat kami mengundang seluruh hadirin untuk dapat berdiri dan bersama-sama kita menyambut para tamu VIP saat memasuki ruangan. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly invite all of our guests to rise and join us in welcoming our distinguished VIPs as they make their entrance. Selamat pagi dan selamat datang kami ucapkan good morning and welcome to His Excellency Dominic Germain, British Ambassador to Indonesia. Selamat pagi dan selamat datang Bapak Swahasil Nazara, Wakil Menteri Keuangan Republik Indonesia. Good morning and welcome Bapak Jisman Hutajulu, Dirjen Ketenagalistrikan Kementerian ESDM Republik Indonesia. Juga selamat pagi dan selamat datang kami ucapkan kepada Bapak Joko Siswanto, selaku Kepala SKK Migas. Dan juga selamat pagi, selamat datang kami ucapkan kepada Bapak Darmawan Prasojo, selaku Direktur Utama PT PLN Persero. And also good morning and welcome to Professor Jeff Blackford, Dean of University of Dundee. Good morning and welcome, our warmest greetings and appreciation for your presence at today's event. Bapak Ibu, kami undang untuk dapat tetap berdiri. Karena pada kesempatan ini, sebelum memulai acara, bersama-sama kami akan menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite everyone to remain standing. Bapak Ibu, marilah kita bersama-sama menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya. We welcome all of our guests. Let us enjoy a special bagpipe performance featuring songs that embody Scotland's rich history, cultural pride, and enduring spirit. Please enjoy Highland Cathedral, Scotland the Brave and Flower of Scotland. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. The Republic of Indonesia Defence University. Ladies and gentlemen, the Defense University of the Republic of Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Selamat pagi dan selamat datang kami ucapkan kepada seluruh tamu undangan yang terhormat dan tentunya dalam acara hari ini Public Lecture. Now ladies and gentlemen, my name is Asti Asha and it is my honor to guide you through today's event. And once again, we would like to extend our warmest greetings and also sincerest gratitude to all of our amazing guests joining us this evening, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Now today's event, we look forward to an exciting day filled with valuable insights, meaningful discussions, and collaborative efforts aimed at shaping a more sustainable future. So once again, it is my honor to welcome you to today's public lecture with the theme, Energy Transition Towards a Low-Carbon Economy. Can we have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to set the tone for an insightful day. Thank you very much. Now, today's event is all about energy transition towards a low-carbon economy. Indonesia's energy transition is a vital part of its strategy to combat climate change, meet its nationally determined contribution targets, and build a sustainable low-carbon economy. Achieving this transition requires decarbonization across the transportation, power, and industrial sectors, bringing both challenges but also opportunities. This public lecture also marks the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the United Kingdom and Indonesia, a milestone that reflects the shared commitment of both nations to addressing global challenges, including climate change. By fostering dialogue and collaboration, this event aims to leverage policy, finance, and technology expertise to accelerate Indonesia's energy transition toward a more sustainable future. We are honored to also welcome distinguished speakers who will share their valuable insights and expertise on this crucial topic. But before we start the event, allow me to also extend our warmest welcome to the British Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Dominic Germain. Can we have a round of applause? Welcome, sir. It's an honor having you join us. And also, good morning and welcome to the Vice Minister of Finance of Republic of Indonesia, Professor Suhasil Nazara, who will be joining us momentarily. Dan juga selamat pagi dan selamat datang the Director General of Electricity, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Bapak Jisman Huta Julu. Selamat pagi dan selamat datang, Pak. Good morning and welcome. Joining us online, President Prabowo, Special Advisor to the President for Energy, Professor Purnomo Yusgiantoro. And also welcome to the Chairman of SKK Migas, Dr. Joko Siswanto. Welcome to the President Director of PLN, Bapak Darmawan Prasojo. And also welcome to the Dean School of Humanities, Social Science and Law, University of Dundee, Professor Jeff Blackford. Good morning and welcome. And once again, a warm welcome to all of our distinguished guests. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, to officially kick off today's event, for his welcoming remarks, please put your hands together for the President Director of PLN, Bapak Darmawan Prasojo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Good morning. Kue bukis, kue lapis. Indonesia Inggris selalu romantis. Your Excellency, British Ambassador to Indonesia, my dear beloved friend, His Excellency Mr. Dominic Jeremy. Thank you so much. 2 months ago, there was a Christmas carol in British Embassy. I was there. I think His Excellency here is a little bit confused. I didn't recall inviting the CEO of PLN. Why is he here? Of course, he welcomed me in a very warm welcome, so I sincerely appreciate the warm welcome coming from you. But you know, I told him, I'm a Muslim, my wife is wearing hijab a bit. And then, sir, you invited my son in British School of Jakarta to be here, and he's over there. I'm coming here as a parent. Now I'm inviting him to come here as a reciprocal invitation. Thank you so much. Professor Jeff Blackford, thank you. And then here, Director General of Electricity, Pak Jisman, thank you. Kepala SKK Migas, Pak Joko Siswanto, my dear beloved brother. Ini main badminton bareng ini dengan saya. And then also here, the special envoy for the President in the energy sector, Professor Purnomo Yuskiantoro, who happened to be present here online. And then is going to be present here, Vice Minister of Finance, Pak Suwa. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In year 2000, during the Christmas Eve, 23 churches were attacked with bombs attack. Many international political analysts predicted Indonesia, that previously unified, is going to shift to become fragmented. Ladies and gentlemen, during the New Year's Eve in 2000, thousands of Muslims, thousands of Hindus, thousands of Buddhists came out, guarding every single church in every area of Indonesia to protect there won't be any more attack. So the attack not only failed to fragment Indonesia, but to strengthen the unified Indonesia. Applause for all of us. Sila ketiga, persatuan Indonesia. Unified Indonesia. And today, we are facing a new challenge of global warming. The earth is warming. We have to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The future of the next generation might be compromised. The question is this: can we do this alone? The answer is no. The only way to move forward is through collaborations. Unified, but today is not only Indonesia is unified. The global communities have to be unified. That's why the forum is taking place today. A couple months ago, I was invited as a guest speaker in the investment forum in London. And over there, we revealed the new plan under President Prabowo Subianto. We shift from fossil-based development to renewable-based development. And thanks to the Ministry of Energy here, the Director General of Electricity, Pak Jisman, the new National Electricity Planning, RUPTL, is going to be released in the next 2 or 3 or even 1 month. Applause. Under the new planning, until 2040, 75%, 75 gigawatt of additional capacity is coming from renewable energy. Applause for all of us. Price tag for the next 10 years is $135 billion US dollars. For the next 17 years is going to be roughly more than $220 billion US dollars. The question is this: are we ready to do this? Well, first thing is this: in the past, our generation capacity is based on coal and gas. Of course, the core competency is going to be focusing on coal and gas, fossil fuel. We have to shift from fossil fuel to renewable energy, solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, digital system, smart grid, battery energy storage systems. This is a shift of core competencies, the shift of technical know-how. I have here, sitting here, the Director of Risk and also Technology is a graduate from University of Dundee. Applause for the University of Dundee. And the University of Dundee has been playing a very critical role because many high-ranked official in PLN is actually a graduate from University of Dundee. And also in oil and gas, of course. Many of the high-ranked official in oil and gas industry is coming from University of Dundee. So we need to keep the momentum going. And this is, we already declared we're not going to be able to bear the burden of reducing greenhouse gas emission here alone. As a global warming is a global challenge, we're not going to be able to address this with the local solutions. We need to come up with a global strategy, with the global collaborations. Collaboration of strategy, collaboration of policy, collaboration of technological innovation, collaboration of joint investments. So this is a challenge, yes, but this is also an opportunity. How are we going to be able to elevate the bilateral relationship between United Kingdom and also Indonesia through this? How we have a common future. How are we going to be able together to slow down the warming, if it's even possible, to cool the earth, to make sure that the future of the next generation should be better than ours. And I've been talking to the Human Resource Director here, Pak Didi, and also LPDP, yes. Because of the shift of core competency, the shift of technological know-how, we send so many students abroad, PLN employees. Upon returning, this is part of how PLN has changed, shift from backward-looking company to forward-looking company, acquiring new core competency, new technological know-how that really fit to face the challenge of the future. And University of Dundee here is going to be one of our higher education partner. But there is a little bit of challenge that is going to be resolved today. Each time we wanted to send our student to University of Dundee, it's not in the list of LPTP. How are we going to be able to send Pak Dwi Larso here, the director of LPTP, my dear friend, acknowledge the collaboration of PLN, Indonesia, and University of Dundee already took place for so long, very successful, but it's not in the list, sir. We're not going to be able to send your students to University of Dundee unless there is a signing. But thanks God, Your Excellency, Ambassador Dominic is here, LPDP here, University of Dundee here, PLN is here, problem is solved. Yeah. And that means this forum giving us a sense of pride, a conviction that previously fragmented global communities with the symbol, even PLN and University of Dundee cannot collaborate, shifted from fragmented global community to become unified. And this giving us a conviction, no matter the challenge ahead, we're going to keep moving forward to get the mission accomplished, to fight to combat global climate change in unified front. Here, how are we going to be able to translate the vision of President Prabowo Subianto, in which PLN is going to be able to provide affordable but also clean energy, but in the same time is increasing energy security. How in the process is going to invite more green investment, accelerate growth, create more jobs, eradicate poverty, get rid of hunger, and give prosperity to the people while reducing greenhouse gas emissions and unify the global communities, and specifically for today, prospering collaboration between PLN and University of Dundee, and also elevating the bilateral relationship between United Kingdom and Indonesia. We got all of those in one package. Usually, when we study economic modeling, oh yes sir, this is a multiple conflicting goals, but today we align all of those goals into one aligned mission. And that's how important is the forum today. So thank you so much. I need to convey to you, in the past, PLN main job was only to provide electricity. Today, our main job is not only to provide electricity, is to improve, increase our energy security, and to take care the environment. Thank you so much. Ada gerobak, roda 4. Bangsa Inggris Indonesia kompak, terus bersahabat. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Bapak Darmawan Prasojo, for such heartfelt and warm remarks and your very infectious passion. Wish you great success in all of your efforts to foster collaboration for a more sustainable future. Once again, thank you very much, Bapak Darmawan Prasojo. And ladies and gentlemen, we also have the honor of welcoming on stage for his remarks as Dean, School of Humanities, Social Science and Law from the University of Dundee. Please put your hands together, Professor Jeff Blackford.
I have never reached a stage with music like that before. I do kind of like it. I think we should arrange this more often. Thank you all very much for the opportunity to address this amazing group of experts, industry leaders, policymakers, and colleagues. I'd like to start with lots of thanks, and I'll probably miss somebody. If you're one of the people I miss, I really do apologize. Thank you all so much for the time and for the energy that you've put into making this event happen. It's really amazing to see such a group of people and have all of your time today. The focus of my introduction is to thank people, but also to say a little bit about the context, hopefully following seamlessly on from the previous speaker. So I'd like to start by thanking all our VVIP speakers today, both the ones who are here in the room and those who will join online later. But in particular, Professor Purnomo Yuskiantoro, the Special Advisor to the President on Energy. His Excellency, the UK Ambassador to Indonesia, Dominic Jerme. Pak Darmawan Prasojo, President of the PLN Group, who you've just heard from. Pak Joko Siswanto, Chairman of SKK Migas, for their invaluable support of the event today. Pak Dwi Larso, Director of Scholarships for LPDP, for supporting the inclusion of the University of Dundee's energy programs in the LPDP priority list. Pak Suroso Isnanda, Director of Risk Management at PLN. And Pak Arif Adnan, our outstanding alumni ambassador, who has done so much to bring everybody together and promote our ongoing work. would also like to thank my colleagues Kim, Sean and Perulian from the university who have also put all their time and effort into making this happen over a long period of time, and other colleagues at Dundee and in country who work for the university. I'd also like to thank that amazing pipe band that we heard and we'll hear again from. They were just amazing, and they were actually lent to us today by President Prabowo. They're his pipe band, and they remind him of his time in the UK and at Sandhurst College when he developed an affinity for Scotland and bagpipes in particular. As you might be able to tell, those of you who can do the accents, that I'm not from Scotland. I work in Scotland. I'm from England. And one of the things that I've really grown to like about working and living in Scotland is pipe bands and the atmospheric nature of it, but also the kind of way that in Scotland people are treated with a great deal of respect from wherever you're from. And this is a very Scottish way of being and living. And so the students who do join us and the alumni we have here all have fond memories of Scotland. It's that type of place. So the status of energy in human endeavour and activity has always been of critical importance. Prehistoric people relied on indirect solar energy, just relying on plant and animal food and wood as a source of fuel. Later in human history, we developed the high-intensity fuels, starting with charcoal and then coal, which could be found just on the ground or on beaches. We started to mine coal, we started to use oil and gas, and this fueled the industrial revolutions in different times, in different parts of the world, until all of our activities have become industrialized. Our farming is industrialized. We have robotic farm equipment that tends the land and grows crops for us 24 hours a day. We can propel 400 people and their bags across halfway around the world in a few hours. And it's that energy intensity that oil, gas and coal gave that previous forms of energy didn't have. Over the years, we've got much better at various aspects of energy technology. We've got better at transforming energy and at transporting energy and storing energy. And all of these things are vital for the energy transition. But our demand for energy has increased exponentially. We demand more energy each. Each person has more use of energy as we go through life. And the human population has increased. So it's a multiplier on a multiplier. And this isn't a criticism of anybody. People deserve to have and need the advantages that high energy societies provide. But all this energy development and the increasing use of high intensity energies has come at a cost. Not everyone is a winner in an oil-rich state, and the environmental impacts continue to grow just as the benefits grow. Cities are often polluted by petrol and diesel fumes and by particulates and by power stations and even by one of the original energy sources, wood-burning stoves. The climate's becoming unpredictable, less hospitable, it's becoming weird, it's dangerous, and already causing problems for food producers, displacing people from their land, and causing devastating damage from floods, fires, and storms. These events are becoming more intense because of the human amplification of extreme climate events. And in response to this, the world's engineers have developed efficient wind turbines, geothermal plants, and solar panels that every year need less sunlight to produce more energy. There's vast developments of micronuclear technology and tidal power, which is also being developed. But we're still using wood, coal, oil, and gas. Despite 28 meetings of the COP, the annual COP meetings, we're still struggling to even flatten the curve of emissions and greenhouse gas levels. So now we're at another of the transition moments in the human energy story. Not the first and probably not the last, but possibly the most important. Populations rightly demand power to develop and thrive, but the world can't take much more of the current energy mix. At Dundee, we have a long tradition of research and education in energy issues, energy law, economics, energy management and finance. And joining with others in industry and policy making, we continue to push for better understanding of the regulation and policy of the energy industry. And we seek to influence this as well as understand it and prepare people to work in it. We teach and pass on expertise in the oil and gas, minerals and renewables spheres. And oil and gas are not going to be out of the energy mix quickly, but can't continue to dominate. And so how can this transition be managed in ways that don't cause severe economic harm? How can disputes or territorial issues be resolved in the best interests of future energies? For example, for battery manufacturer, how to extract those minerals in a way that benefits the communities around their sources? And how can education and research support companies, citizens and cities to effectively work towards a more sustainable future in the energy sector? Our Energy Centre, CEPMLP, under the new leadership of Professor Sean Moo, who's here today, and with recent appointments in energy economics, energy law and energy technology, is a big part of our school and will continue to be at the forefront of energy futures. Scotland is at the forefront of this transition. We have large tapped and untapped fossil fuel reserves, but also a huge potential. We're particularly known for rain and wind. We get rather too much of both, but these can provide really effective energy sources as well. And we have a great tidal energy resource in Scotland that runs every day, every month, every year. It's not seasonal or weather dependent. My hope is that through our partnership with government agencies, with companies, and with academic partners here and all around the world, Dundee can add to the long-term energy stability and energy sustainability for this whole region, while developing individuals in their careers in what will be an ever-changing world of work. So, a final note of context. In the almost 10 minutes I've been talking for, humanity will have emitted 410 million kilos of CO2 just from the energy sector. That's the equivalent weight of 4 fully loaded aircraft carriers. This can't go on. I thank you all again, everyone I mentioned and everyone I didn't mention, and everyone who's participating in the room today for your time, and I'm very much looking forward to the discussions throughout the day. That's me done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Blackford, for your invaluable insights and your support in forging this initiative, sir. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our privilege to invite the British Ambassador to Indonesia to share his remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome His Excellency Dominic Germay.
Selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Yang terhormat. I think the Vice Minister of Finance is joining us very shortly. The DG of Electricity of the Ministry of Energy, Bapak Jisman. Very good to see you this morning. The President's Special Envoy for Energy, Professor Purnomo, will be joining us online. Professor Jeff, the Dean of School of Humanities from the University of Dundee. And my good friend, Professor Director of PLN, Bapak Darmawan, who I shall be coming back to in just one moment, and head of the Special Task Force Upstream Oil and Gas Business Activities, Bapak Joko Siswanto. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian. If I may just respond to you, Bapak Darmawan, what a fantastic job you have done, not only as CEO of PLN, but also, frankly, as British ambassador for promotion. First worked in Indonesia in 2000, in the period that you described, Bapak. And it is an enormous privilege to return a couple of decades later and to see this great nation developing and growing in complete faithfulness to that extraordinary motto that you have on your crest, on your coat of arms, on your national symbol, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. And I pay my respect to you for that great achievement. And it was also a pleasure, Pak Darmawan, to hear you, I think, making government policy during your speech. Pak Jusman, I don't know if you knew that the RUPTL was coming out in that period of time, but now it is, because it's just been announced publicly. So congratulations for that. And Pak Darmawan, you mentioned, you talked about elevating the relationship between the United Kingdom and Indonesia. In November, when President Prabowo came on his first visit as president to the United Kingdom, and he used to live in London, so he knows us well. He and Prime Minister Starmer met and agreed that there should be a new partnership, a strategic partnership between the United Kingdom and Indonesia. And they said that it should have three critical parts to it, and one of those parts should be on energy and climate change. And so for us, Pak Darmawan, you and as the Ministry of Energy, Pak Jusman, are critical partners in making this happen. And let me just say, my boss is Prime Minister Starmer, and he instructed me that I need to facilitate this partnership on climate and energy between Indonesia and the United Kingdom. Now, Prime Minister Starmer is a long, long way away from here. But during that meeting, President Prabowo looked me in the eye and said, "You got that? You need to do that." And the problem with this is that he is only just down the road, and he can still get at me here and make sure that I'm doing my job. So I am delighted, Pak Darmawan, and you, Pak Jusman, to have you on side and supporting us. And you spoke about the importance of education, of studying, of the development of the SDM, the Sumber Daya Manusia Indonesia, in order to deliver what we have to deliver. Professor Jeff spoke gave a little more detail on the challenge of climate change, how we know what the problem is, we are looking at the problem, but we are struggling as a global community to take the action necessary to grip the problem. And as we were talking about at Christmas, at that carol concert, our children, it is not me who's going to suffer the real consequences of climate change 50 years from now. I won't be here, but my children and your children will be. And so the decisions that we take now about how we're going to grip that issue together are critical decisions for our children. And that's one of the reasons why I am so proud and delighted that LPDP is here. Thank you so much for joining us, Bapak. Again, this is the amazing skill of Bapak Darmawan to make policy during a speech. I don't know if you knew that LPDP was going to be signing this with the University of Dundee today, but now you are, and I'm looking forward to that very much. I love it. You get things done, Bapak. And this is about how we upskill, how we give the next generation and employees of PLN, people who are going to be working in the energy ministry and in the industry over the years to come, how we give them the skills. And we as the United Kingdom are absolutely delighted that we are contributing to that. And this is an area that we have really focused on as government through policy, for example, the Clean Power 2030 Action Plan, and through action. So last year, the United Kingdom closed its final coal-fired power station. In the UK now, there is no electricity that comes from coal. And that has been a long transition. It's been a transition where we have relied on the expertise of incredibly innovative businesses from the United Kingdom and from elsewhere in the world, of absolutely outstanding research. Dundee University is one of those universities that has contributed from an academic perspective to that research and to government policy. And it is that trilateral partnership of government policy, of government, of business, and the innovation from business and academic research that is making this transformation possible here in Indonesia and there in the United Kingdom. And as you said, Bapak, it is not possible to do this alone. We cannot achieve tackling climate change. We cannot achieve the energy transition towards a low-carbon economy as individual countries. This must be a partnership. And so for us, as the United Kingdom, ways of extending that partnership, developing that partnership with Indonesia is incredibly important to us. And I'm delighted that one of the areas we've been doing this over recent years has been working with the Ministry of Energy, ESDM, on the Mentari program, which is about demonstrating in the field how you can use renewable energy in a transformative way in some of the remotest areas of Indonesia, and linking that to policy transformation at a government level, and involving all parts of society, business, academia, LSNs, CSOs, and others in that process. And so Mentari is just one example of the ways in which we as the United Kingdom look to support you in your energy transformation journey. So today is an enormously important day for us. It is a milestone on our strategic partnership, and it is a celebration of everything that makes the linkages between Indonesia and the United Kingdom, between PLN, ESDM, the University of Dundee, a celebration of everything that makes that vibrant and strong. Alas, I cannot end this speech by giving you a recitation on bagpipes. And you'll be very grateful for that, because it would sound absolutely terrible. I thought those young people did a brilliant job at the beginning of this conference today, playing the bagpipes. It was outstanding. And in fact, I'd like to follow Jeff and ask you to do a round of applause again. But what I can do is offer the commitment of my government and my embassy here to accompany you in this journey together. Bersama kita bisa. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your unwavering commitment for collaborative efforts between our two nations for a better future and heritage for our children. And may I also take the time, Your Excellency, to compliment your Bahasa Indonesia is absolutely immaculate, Your Excellency. And now, ladies and gentlemen, up next, we are honored to hear remarks on behalf of the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, delivered by the Director General of Electricity, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, Bapak Jisman Huta-Jul.
Pakai foto yang paling ganteng saya. Tugas saya hanya membacakan speech-nya dari Pak Menteri. Ya Pak Joko ya, tidak boleh ada gerakan-gerakan tambahan ya Pak ya. Ya, Jadi saya mengingat apa yang disampaikan oleh Pak Menteri. So, Your Excellencies, British Ambassador in Indonesia, His Excellency Dominic Jeremy, thank you for coming, Pak. President Advisor for Energy, Professor Dr. Insir Purnomo Yusgiantoro may be joined by online. Vice Minister of Finance, Professor Suhasil Nazara, Chairman of SKK Migas, my friend, Pak Joko Siswanto, CEO PLN, Pak Darmawan Prasojo, Director CEP MLP University of Dundee, Professor Son, academics, industry leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, good morning, salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. It's great honor for me to be here to address the audience at today's seminar, Energy Transition Toward a Low Carbon Economy, organized in collaboration with the University of Dundee. Before we begin, please allow me to extend our apologies as the Minister of Energy Mineral Resources, Mr. Bahlil Lahadalia, was originally scheduled to attend but unable to be here due to other commitment. I sincerely appreciate the University of Dundee for its initiative in organizing this important forum. This event holds special meaning as well, celebrate the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relation between Indonesia and the United Kingdom. This seminar is giving us a valuable opportunity to discuss strategic steps in realizing the energy transition toward a sustainable low-carbon economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the electricity supply policy aims to provide national demand for electricity in sufficient quantity with good quality and also affordable, ensuring equitable access for all. This effort supports sustainable economic growth through the energy transition to achieve net zero emission by 2060, while prioritizing energy security and national self-sufficiency. This policy aligned with the Astacita outlined by President Prabowo Subianto, where one of his vision is to achieve energy self-sufficiency to support sustainable national development. Indonesia has abundant energy resources, both fossil fuel and renewable energy. Selamat datang Pak Wakil Menteri. Therefore, the strategy moving forward is to optimize domestic resources to reduce the dependency of energy import while ensuring sufficient energy access for all communities and industries. With sufficient and reliable energy, we can ensure stable economic growth, enhance the competitiveness of the national industry, and protect the economy from global energy price volatility. Therefore, as a concrete step, the government has issued President Decree number 1 of 2025 concerning the task force for the acceleration of downstreaming and national energy resilience, which serve as the primary foundation for accelerating energy transformation in Indonesia. However, in achieving energy self-sufficiency, we are faced with a significant challenge known as the energy trilemma, which consists of three key aspects that must be balanced: energy security, ensuring a reliable, sustainable, and resilient electricity supply in the face of geopolitical challenges and global energy market dynamics; energy equity, ensuring that all Indonesian people, without exception, have access to electricity at reasonable and competitive price so that there are no energy disparities between regions. Environmental sustainability, building an environmentally friendly and energy system through accelerating the energy transition, optimizing renewable energy, and implementing low carbon technologies to achieve net zero emission by 2060. Ladies and gentlemen, to address these challenges, the government has set up several policies and strategies to support the energy transition, including National Electricity General Plan, or we call it RUKN, as guideline for the development of electricity sector until 2060. The RUKN 2025 to 2060 is an update of the RUKN 2019-2038. This RUKN outlined national electricity policies, the state of national electricity supply, projection of national electricity demand and supply up to 2060, and plan for national electricity supply system development. Within the RUKN, electricity demand and per capita electricity consumption are projected to increase significantly. Specifically, during the first 5-year period, 2025 to 2029, electricity consumption is estimated to grow at average rate of 6.9% per year, aimed at supporting economic growth of 8% by 2029. To meet the additional electricity supply, the plan emphasizes optimizing power plant based on new and renewable energy sources. The power generation capacity is projected to reach 443 gigawatt by 2060. 75% of the total power generation is coming from new and renewable energy. Approximately 42% will be generated from variable renewable energy such as solar, wind power, complemented by energy storage technologies. The policy support in power plant development include development of ocean power plant starting in 2028 to 2029. Accelerating of nuclear power plant development targeted for 2032 or 2033. Large-scale development of floating solar power plant utilizing reservoir areas along with rooftop solar PV expansion. Massive development of wind power plant, both offshore and onshore, and operation of existing coal power plant until the end of the power purchase agreement or PPA, followed by biomass co-firing with carbon capture and storage. One of the breakthroughs in the energy transition is the development of the supergrid as the primary solution to ensure that the potential of new and renewable energy can be evacuated to the demand center, still in Java, Bali system. A backbone transmission system with capacities of 500 kV and 275 kV, as well as a 150 kV fishbone network will be constructed to strengthen the reliability of electricity distribution to any user within island. Additionally, the development of inter-island interconnection will continue to be encouraged to enhance the efficiency of the national electricity system. The supergrid will play a crucial role in addressing the mismatch between the location of renewable energy potential and major electricity local center, while also supporting that net zero emission target by 2060. The development plan for this supergrid include major interconnection projects such as Sumatra, Java, and Kalimantan Sulawesi with phased implementation until 2045. This infrastructure will become the backbone of the national energy transition, supporting green economic growth and enhancing the competitiveness of Indonesia electricity sector on the global stage. To realize the grand mission of the National Electricity General Plan or RUKN, an investment around 1,104 billion US dollar is required by 2060, equivalent to 30 billion per year to meet the needs of power generation around 1,000 billion and transmission around 100 billion US dollar. We recognize the achieving this mission requires the support of all stakeholders in a collective effort toward a sustainable energy transition and achievement of net zero emission. Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to convey that we are currently is the final stage of preparing PLN electricity supply business plan, or we call it RUPTL. The draft of PLN RUPTL has been aligned with the target of the National Electricity General Plan atau RUKN, encompassing electricity demand projection that support 8% economic growth and renewable energy mix target of 34.6% by 2034. This alignment serves as a foundation for realizing a reliably efficient and sustainable electricity system. The draft of RUPTL is designed to support the RUKN energy mix target, focusing on the development of renewable energy power plant, such as floating solar power plant, offshore and onshore wind power plant, geothermal power plant, and nuclear power plant project in Bangka and West Kalimantan. This RUPTL also include the implementation of energy storage technology such as a battery energy storage system, or we call it BESS, and pump storage to enhance power system flexibility. Over the next 10 years, the additional power generation capacity is expected to reach 71 gigawatt additional demand, with 71% of it coming from renewable energy power plant. This step demonstrates the government commitment to supporting the energy transition, achieving the new net zero emission target by 2060. Since 2018, the government has issued Ministry of Energy Mineral Resources regulation of the rooftop solar PV to encourage public participation to provide household clean energy supply. The government appreciates the effort of all stakeholders in the development of rooftop solar PV. Currently, not only PLN as the main utility, but also other business area holders, or we call it Bilai Usaha, are supporting the development of rooftop solar PV. In addition to that, the government has also introduced regulation to support biomass co-firing in coal-fired power plant as a part of our commitment to reducing emission. At the same time, the government finalizing program for gasification of oil fuel power plant and diesel replacement de-dieselisasi as a part of the effort to achieve a more sustainability energy system. We also like to inform you, as a part of the implementation of Presidential Regulation 98 of 2021 on the carbon economic framework, carbon trading has been implemented in the power generation since 2023. The implementation of carbon trading in the power generation subsector aims to reduce the negative environmental impact, encourage energy efficiency measure, enhance the role of business in climate change mitigation, and support the national energy transition, particularly in energy supply side. In 2023, the total carbon trading transaction reached 7.07 million tons of CO2 equivalent, which is equivalent to 84 billion in Indonesia rupiah. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of Indonesia energy is expected becoming greener, more inclusive, and sustainable. However, the success of this energy transition doesn't solely depend on government policies, but also on close collaboration between the government, business, academics, and the community. With Selamat datang Pak Amin. Izin kami teruskan. With shared determination and commitment, I am confident that we can achieve that net zero emission targeted by 2060 or sooner. Indonesia is ready to become a leader in energy transition in the region and contribute to global agenda for mitigating climate change. To conclude our remarks, we like to express our gratitude and appreciation to University of Dundee, PLN, SKK Migas, and all parties who have supported the organization of this event. We hope this seminar will provide concrete recommendations to support Indonesia energy transition. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Bapak Jisman Hutahalu. We truly appreciate the invaluable efforts and initiative from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources in advancing a low carbon economy and, of course, for your support on today's event. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the perfect time to segue to the next part of our program, featuring a series of key remarks from our esteemed speakers. And for the very first remark on macroeconomics and fiscal policy to accelerate the energy transition, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice Minister of Finance of the Republic of Indonesia, Bapak Suhasil Nazara.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all of you, and I would like to first mention several guests of honor that I would like to recognize. Colleagues from the University of Dundee, Professor Jeff Blackford, Dean of School of Humanities, Social Science and Law. Actually, I met several of the Dundee universities. I very glad to see some of you again. I met them a couple months ago, and I was informed about this session, and I made my commitment to you and also some of my colleagues at the PTPLN that I will make the time to come here. Excellency, Dominic Jeremy, the British Ambassador to Indonesia, very good to see you. Colleagues from the Indonesian government, we have Pak Jisman from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Pak Joko Siswanto and colleagues from the SKK Migas, and also Pak Purnomo. I was informed that is following online. If Pak Purnomo is listening, very good to see you, Pak. And also colleagues from PT PLN, who is led by the President Director Pak Darmo, who I was so surprised that there are so many Dundee alumni at the PT PLN. I just know it couple months ago when I was contacted by Pak Parulian, my long-term friend, who used to be at the SK Kamigas, and actually we were working side by side in many numbers of meetings at the Badan Anggaran long time ago. So very good to see you, Pak Parulian. Because I'm always so surprised. I'm coming from the university. My background is the university. And I'm so surprised that Pak Parulian from SK Kamigas can make a very smooth transition and then back to the academia. I wish I can also do that sometime, Pak Parulian. So you are an inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, I was invited to talk about the energy transition towards a low carbon economy from the fiscal point of view and from the public point of view. There are several messages that I would like to convey this morning. Number one is that no matter how you put it, the transition towards a low carbon economy, I believe for a country like Indonesia is a must, is also an opportunity for future development. It is not only a must, but it is an opportunity to get a higher economic growth. It is an opportunity to make sure that our people get the decent energy. And also it's an opportunity to make sure that we can grow together equally across Indonesia. Indonesia is very unique. We have a very big, vast geographical span. Every single region has their own specialties. In terms of energy, we should be able to accommodate, we should be able to incorporate the regional variations in the way we provide energy to our people. And we would like it to be low carbon with the available resources across the country. Now, having said that, it is also very important from time to time that the Indonesian economic development is paying very close attention to what happens to the global economy. And the global economy, as a matter of fact, is changing very fast. A lot of you follow what happens in the global economy, and it is very important for Indonesia to be proactive in managing and keeping our economic foundations. So we are looking at what happens around the world from many different perspectives, from many different angles. And of course, the changes of leadership, the changes of the politics, the changes of perspectives are constantly happening in the world. And we start to look and try to understand where the US is going, where the UK is going, where the Europe, where the Chinese is going. And it is very important for Indonesia to put our Indonesian path of development in those perspectives and in those with a good knowledge about the characteristics. Now, there are the 5 items on the right-hand side, which I highlighted in yellow, are the 5 items which I think are characterizing the world at this time. Number 1 is the globalization is, from time to time, the globalization is being challenged. And it is important for us to understand what is the issue at hand, and then how to address the challenges to our globalization. And we have already seen how the trade tension is not only among countries who were not in line. Sometimes the trade tension is among countries who used to be friends, to be in line together, to be together in the promoting the trade itself. Number two is the digitalization. Digitalization is a game changer for our world. It is improving productivity, but at the same time, it's also providing a lot of security issue, a lot of ethical issues. Those are the things that we have to challenge. But you cannot stop. We cannot stop. The digitalization, the automatization, the way how we go with the artificial intelligence, it is very, very unlikely. Even I can say my own take is that it's going to be faster and faster of changes. Number three comes the climate change. This is something that now really at the junction. Some people still believe in the climate change. It is affecting our world. Some people start to put a big question. Now, if we put a big question, that is, I think if it is part of a critical thinking, it's okay. Now, but then it's very important that we come back to the foundations, to the science, in order to look at our climate change challenges to the future. Number four is the demographic challenges. The world is not any younger. As a country, we are not any younger, and it is very important. The changes of the demography are very important for us to handle. And of the last one, it is, my staff put it like a global debt. It is not really about debt. It is about the global financial setting, which is also changing in a very rapid way. And of course, among the world, there are many issues that we are looking very closely, the way how the financial sector in the US, in other parts of the world, and so on. So these are the uncertainties, these are the global economy that we are facing, and we have to be able to put Indonesia in the midst of all of them, and then set our path. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to reiterate what I believe previous speakers have already mentioned to you earlier. If I go very strictly directly to the climate change, I can tell you that Indonesia has two promises to the world. We have two promises to the world. Number one, we promise the Paris Agreement. And it is a very important promise to keep for Indonesia. So, and we even in the series of updating our commitments to the world. Okay, the first NDC, the updated NDC, the enhanced NDC, I believe we continue to review every single one of our commitment, and then we would like to contribute to the world that Indonesia is fulfilling the global climate change agenda. The second commitment, as a matter of fact, as I came in, Pak Jisman, the previous speaker had just mentioned about the net zero emission, 2060 or sooner. This is also something that we have announced, and it is very important that we have a long-term strategy. If the NDC is for 2030, then the the net zero emission is something that we have to set the path in the very long-term perspective up to 2060 or sooner. Now, the fact at this time is that Indonesia is still relying a lot on the carbon-heavy sector. That is the fact. And part of the fact is really because Indonesia is very rich in terms of the natural resource such as coal. And the other fact that Indonesia needs to provide enough and quality and cheap and sustainable and also affordable energy to our people. So we rely a lot, I think the President Director, Pak Dirut Darmo, has all the data and reports about what is the carbon footprints, carbon intensity of our energy generation or electricity generation. Still a lot. That's why it is very important that we set the path toward what can we do. We would like to provide energy to our people. We would like to provide electricity to our people. We would like to provide the prosperity to our people. We have to do it in a sustainable way, starting with the current condition. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy, but we are doing what we are talking. Previous speakers, I believe, already mentioned about our intention for the early retirement. Previous speaker probably already mentioned about how we provide, when we provide the support to our energy sector. Pak Jisman earlier mentioned about we continue with the deliberations on our RUPTL, and we would like to commit. We would like to make, the government of Indonesia would like to make the commitment on the energy transition by way of the next RUPTL. It is very important because it is something that we would like to make sure. Several months ago, or maybe couple of years ago, Indonesia have promoted the cooperation on the global scale by establishing what we call the Energy Transition Mechanism, the ETM. And we believe that with the Energy Transition ETM platform, we can also do the gathering, inviting, engaging with the global economy to help Indonesia on our climate change agenda and also on our fulfilling our commitment to the global economy. On the fiscal side, we also come up with several initiatives. When maybe almost 10 years ago, when I was still at the Fiscal Policy Office, we initiated a report that estimated how much money that the budget actually spent on climate change, mitigation. And this is the initiative has come up to what is now called the climate-related expenditures. And every year, the Ministry of Finance conducted what we call the green budget tagging. So we can trace down from every single ministry how much money that the state budget actually spent on the green or climate change related spending. Clearly, what the government spent is not enough for the whole economy. We need private sector participation. But we really hope that if we know how much money that the government actually spent, you see the graphs here, and the next slide is actually, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, so that's a strategy for the climate finance, or to finance the climate agenda. It has to be a combination of the state and private sector collaborations, and at some point it has also to be a collaboration with the international money. It is very important because you understand that the government is using the taxpayers' money. We have to use the taxpayers' money in order to attract, to crowd in more private participation, more economy-wide participation on the climate change. So we have to find the right balance. We have to find the right, the creative financing on how the private sector can contribute, but at the same time, how the government money will be able to be used for to attract the government, the private sector money. Indonesia also come up with several other initiatives. We established the carbon exchange market. I believe that the carbon is the new business for to allow our climate change agenda to move forward. I remember that I believe that 50 years ago, if somebody came to the government and asked for the forest concession, that means that person, everyone who asked for the forest concession, would like to cut down the trees. It's no longer that. It's no longer like that. A lot of people right now coming to the government asking for the forest concession in order to preserve the trees and then harvest the carbon credit. It's a new product which is going to be very fundamental in the future in our way of managing the climate change financing. Why? Because Indonesia is one of a very few countries in the world that still has forest. We should be able to use our forest as a way to for the sustainable climate change financing in the future. So September 2023, we established the carbon exchange, and right now 1.5 ton units of carbon has been exchanged. And I believe that this is more to go. We still have a lot of potential for the carbon. Even our colleagues at the PT-PLN now has several divisions, several group of people who understands about the carbon from the electricity, and we appreciate that. It is very important that we continue with the carbon exchange. Not only about the carbon exchange, but the whole carbon agenda of Indonesia. Several years ago, our parliament has already enacted a law that allows the carbon tax to be implemented. We have not implemented that just yet. We would like to see the carbon roadmap for Indonesia to move further and then try to understand where the carbon exchange, where the other carbon related policies may fit in within the framework. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of, in closing this speech, I would like to tell you the very important part of requirement. That is the human resources. We need to have more and more Indonesian people who understand about the challenge to our climate change, who understands that the climate change should be handled not only by rhetorics, but also by action on the field. We need those who understand about the engineering part. We need to have more and more people who can understand this climate change and handle it from the financial side. Financial in terms of the taxpayers' money, the public finance and private finance, corporate finance that can contribute to the handling of our dream toward the low carbon economy. And that is why I welcome very much the University of Dundee who reaching out to the government of Indonesia, and we are very happy to inform you all that our LPDP, the scholarship from the LPDP is ready to make sure that more and more Indonesians can go abroad and get the education on STEM, on the climate change, on other part of or different kinds of understanding about how the world works and can contribute back to Indonesia. LPDP so far has already financed, the scholarship recipient is already 50,000 people. And of course, 50,000 recipients, these are our younger Indonesian generations. You may think very fast, 50,000 is a lot of numbers, but it's nothing compared to our 280 million people. We need more. And the way that the LPDP is set up, it is like a sovereign wealth fund. It is designed not only as a standalone scholarship, it is also linking to the state-owned enterprise, it is linking to the ministries, it is linking to the line ministries, and we would like to make sure that more and more Indonesians can get access. Right now, I believe that the access has been very wide, and LPDP is collecting good universities, best universities around the world, and then making sure that Indonesian younger generation who would like to go to the best university in the world can get access. Money should not be the problem. The problem is our willingness. We have to have our willing, we have to be willing, we have to be able to motivate our younger generations to get into the different parts of the development agenda that we need. So with that, I would like to close my remark with great appreciation to the, first of all the logo that are up there. Thank you very much to the government of the UK government and also the British Embassy in Jakarta, the British Council. I would like to thank the University of Dundee for reaching out and be able to collaborate with us. I would like to thank our colleagues from the Ministry of Energy and also colleagues from the SKK Migas. The Ministry of Finance, especially the LPDP, are stand ready to promote our agenda toward the low carbon economy. And finally, to my colleagues at the PT PLN Persero, it's very good because I'm also part of the PT PLN Persero family. I'm very proud that PT PLN is taking up the responsibility to not only in terms of holding the event this morning, but I believe it's also going to be a long-standing endeavor for better Indonesia in the future. Thank you very much for your support and your attention. I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Bapak Suhasil Nazara, for your time here with us today. We greatly appreciate your valuable insights and contributions to this important discussion, especially in advancing a more sustainable future through multilateral collaborations. Your presence has been truly meaningful, and we look forward to continued engagement in these critical efforts. Then, at this moment, Bapak Suhasil's official duties requires him to depart, but once again, we would like to sincerely acknowledge that your presence has been invaluable, and we wish you continued success in all of your efforts. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we have another round of applause for Bapak Suhasil Nazara, Vice Minister of Finance of the Republic of Indonesia. Thank you very much once again. And now continuing on, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite all of our guests to return to your seats. And we are proud today to have an alumni amongst us. And as chairman of SKK Migas, presenting the outstanding alumni remarks, ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together, Bapak Joko Siswanto.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Yang saya hormati Bapak Menteri Energi dan Sumber Daya Mineral, Bapak Bahlil Lahadalia yang tadi diwakili oleh Pak Jisman, Direktur Jenderal Kelistrikan Kementerian SDM. Honorable British Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Dominic Cermi, Presiden Special Envoy for Energy, Profesor Purnomo Yusgiantoro yang hadir secara online, Vice Minister of Finance, Prof. Suhasil Nazara yang tadi memberikan sambutan, Dean School of Humanities, Social Science and Law, Profesor Jeff Blackford dan di University, beserta Prof. Kim dan Pak Parolian, dosen di Dundee University, juga Profesor Siayi, Director of Central Energy and Law Policy, University of Dundee. Saya thank you very much. I was graduated from Center, and after that I get promotion when I come back to Indonesia. Thank you. Presiden Direktur of PLN, Pak Darmawan Prasojo yang sedang mengantar Pak Wamen. Direktur British Council, Pak Sumarsia. Selamat pagi, Pak. Atas bantuan Bapak, banyak student dari Indonesia dapat beasiswa untuk studi in Dundee, Pak. Terima kasih. Dan juga Direktur Beasiswa LPDP, Pak Insinyur Dwi Larso, MSc PSD, yang juga nanti akan MOU memberikan beasiswa untuk student Indonesia sekolah di Dundee. Kemudian alumni ambasador Insinyur Arif Ilham Adnan yang telah mengarrange acara ini sehingga bisa terlaksana. Terima kasih Pak Arif. Tak lupa Pak Suroso Isnandar, Direktur Risk Management PLN yang juga alumni Dundee yang mengarrange acara ini dan sebagai tuan rumah juga. Sahabat saya, Sekretaris SKK Migas, Pak Luki. Pagi Pak, nanti akan juga memberikan materi. Kemudian Kepala SKK Migas, Pak Amin Sundaryadi. Selamat pagi Pak, yang sekarang sebagai Presiden Presiden Komisaris PT PGN. Our esteemed participant in this building and also who attend in online, kami dari panitia mohon maaf banyak yang daftar untuk hadir di ruangan ini tapi tempat terbatas dan juga daftar online lebih dari 2.000 orang yang daftar online tapi karena tempat terbatas kami mohon maaf, tapi ini menunjukkan bahwa panitia sukses menyelenggarakan acara ini baru pertama, pesertanya banyak sekali. Tepuk tangan, terima kasih. Pertama kita allow me speak in bahasa, His Excellency Ambassador. Let you speak in bahasa and English. Now I speak bahasa a lot, English little. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, kita panjatkan kehadirat Tuhan Maha Kuasa karena atas berkat rahmat-Nya kita diberi kesempatan untuk berada pada forum yang baik ini. It is an honor for me to be here today. I remember when I was first time came to UK, I registered in Center, then University. Before I came, I learned a lot, almost 2 years, English. After office hour, I came to British Embassy to learn IELTS. And also, Saturday and Sunday, I go to LIA, learn English. But now, Saturday and Sunday, I have to go to golf. Almost 20 years ago, when I came first time to UK. This is my dream actually. After I graduate from ITB, so my dream is how to study again in master or doctor in abroad, especially in America. But God give me study in center. Thank you very much. Yeah. So when the first time I came to university, at that time Dundee have cooperation with Edinburgh Business School, so I have to go 1 year in ABS, Heriot-Watt University. When I came there, and then first time I go out from dorms, student flats, so I look like loans. So many people, but not Indonesian people there. So, jadi waktu saya ke sana kayak orang hilang, nggak ada teman, nggak ada kenalan gitu ya. After 2 weeks, so I met one person look like Indonesia or look like Malaysia. He spoke English, so I think he's a Malaysian. So after that, I know that he's Indonesian. So I'm very happy, look like brother and family and everything. Because at the time, I don't know how to go to buy food, you know. So I look like rice, nasi, yeah, but difficult at the time. So after 1 month, he introduced myself in all Indonesian family there and students. So since that time, I'm very happy. But one day I'm very sad because I left my family at the time. I have 2 children at the time, but one Indonesian family brings his son, very small, look like the same age with my son. At the time, my son 4 years old and my daughter 2 years old. So I very, very miss my family. So I'm crying and crying. So, but after that, when I have a lot of friends and starting to, okay, just call. At that time, there are no video call. Yeah, video, very difficult. So I just send letter and then something call. At the time, when I call my son and then he don't want to talk to me. Because he left me, he said so. After 1 year, when I came to Dundee, I met Pak Suroso. And then he asked me working in Indian restaurant. So, like Pak Parulian, ya. Kita cuci piring ya, cuci piring. Sangat memori yang sangat manis Pak Suryan. Kemudian during summer holiday, I also work in university because at that time it's a holiday, no student go to school. So around 3 months, So usually when there are no people, the classroom very dirty. So university asked me to clean the room. So I clean the room. So I got money. During the lecture as well, Pak Purlian asked me working in chaplaincy for in the canteen, yeah, just 1 hour from 12 to 1 p.m. 1 hour and then I got free lunch. After working, I can also take someone cook, and then when there are still any rest food, curry chicken, so I can bring for my dinner. I remember one day, I forgot the name, the lecturer, these ladies. So because of the tight schedule, she continued for the lecturing, but I have to go to chaplaincy for working. So I said to her, please give me permit, allow me just 1 hour for working. And then she said, okay, because you student, you need money. So I run home, and then I go working and back to the classroom. So today, As a postgrad student, especially in oil and gas management at the Center of Energy, Petroleum, Mineral and Policy, being back here brings a lot of memory, like I said, not only for academic challenge, but also of the friendship, cultural experience, and even unforgettable moment like I said before, washing dishes together in the Indian restaurant with fellow Indonesian students, including Paroso as well. This experience was just as valuable as a lesson learned as well. Today I'm here, my capacity as a chairman of SK Migas. Before I was a Director General of Oil and Gas and also Secretary General of the National Energy Policy. The chairman of the National Energy Policy is Pak Presiden, Pak Prabowo. And actually I should be retirement this year in June, but Pak Presiden and Pak Bahlil asked me to become a chairman of SK Migas, so I still working. SK Migas is Indonesian Upstream Oil and Gas Regulatory Body. Our discussion today focus on the critical theme energy transition toward a low carbon economy. So allow me to bacakan pantun ya, bacakan pantun. Pagi-pagi jalan-jalan ke Bekasi, mampir sebentar ke Pademangan. Pagi-pagi bahas energi bersama University of Dundee and hadirin sekalian. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, nggak ada slide-nya ya. Kita punya sorry I speak in bahasa, our target to increase especially oil production by APBN state budget we have to achieve 605,000 barrel oil per day, but today only around 600, so there are any gap around 6,000 barrel oil per day. This my job, SK Migas job, and also K3S in work program and budget. We already agree around 600 barrel oil per day, but APBN 105,000 barrel oil per day. So there are any gaps, 6,000 barrel oil per day make me headaches every day. So how to add or achieve this number? So that's the reason why my hair is now become loose and white color. Bapak Ibu sekalian, untuk mempersingkat waktu, ini hadir juga Pak Didi, Direktur PLN. Tujuan kami di sini adalah salah satunya adalah bagaimana membawa student Indonesia go to Dundee untuk studi. Nanti kita ada MOU, termasuk SKK nanti MOU, Pak Direktur LPDP, kita juga MOU nanti akan memberikan beasiswa ya. Tepuk tangan buat LPDP ya. Nah, coba slide saya yang terakhir saja untuk mempersingkat. Ini PR kami yang ada gambar project, Nah, ini dia. Bapak Ibu sekalian, Kamis malam saya dilantik, kemudian Jumat malam serah terima, Senin I have to sign project for BP Tangguh. So the value of the project total including CCS West is 7.8 billion. So Saturday and Sunday we are working hard because Pak Prabowo will come to London meet Prime Minister ya. And then Pak Bahlil said to me, Joko, you have to finish project Tangguh. So Saturday and Sunday we are working hard, and then there are FID signing around 7 billion US dollar. So not only BP, so we have some project, total now around 35 billion US dollar. We know that with that project, there are no working, there are no great job. So because of this investment, so this is very open, terbuka untuk membuka lapangan baru, new job for the student, especially for Dandi and others student. So, every year I also signing work program and budget around 20 billion US dollar. So this is also can create new job. Most of them is gas, but also we have condensate around 140,000 barrel oil a day. So our target is 600.5 this year, and Pak Prabowo said we have to achieve minimum 700 barrel oil a day before 2023. So I think it is very potential for the new investment and new jobs. I think the last slide, please. Okay, this is the summary of our speech as alumni. My journey at Dandi University played a crucial role in shaping my leadership approach. Here I gained a global perspective on energy law, policy, and management, has been instrumental in navigating and evolving energy sector. One of the most valuable lessons I learned was how policy and business must align to create a competitive, investment-friendly environment, challenge that I face daily at SKK Migas. Dandi provided not only technical and managerial knowledge, but also exposure to diverse viewpoints, culture, and real-world industry challenges. The ability to think systematically and engage with global stakeholders has helped me in designing Indonesia upstream and oil strategy to remain competitive amid technological advances and energy transition pressures. One thing that I remember when I was studying Dandi, Indonesia is very, very famous in PSC contract. So all the book writing PSC always put Indonesian PSC as the pioneer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bapak Joko Siswanto, for all of your insights, but also for your insightful sharing on your personal stories, Pa, your personal success. It is truly inspiring. Thank you very much once again, Pa Joko Siswanto. So if I enroll today, Pa, di Dandi University, would you help me to become the next chairman, Pa? All right. But it is truly an inspiring story how education can further and change the course of a person's life. And we do encourage this. And thank you very much once again for the sharing, Bapak Joko Siswanto. And now, ladies and gentlemen, joining us online to deliver energy transition towards a low-carbon economy, please welcome the Special Advisor to the President for Energy, Professor Purnomo Yusgiantoro. Selamat siang, Pak Profesor Purnomo Yusgiantoro. Good afternoon, sir. Selamat siang, Bapak bisa mendengar kami, Pak?
Selamat siang, please.
Supaya
A very good afternoon to all of you.
luar biasa. Good afternoon, sir. I hope you're well,
Sure.
sir.
You want me to
Great.
start it?
So, Professor Purnomo Yusgiantoro, yes, please do, sir. Take it away.
Well, a very good morning to all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Swastiastu. I would like to thanks to all of you, especially the University of Dundee, that recruiting and also educating Indonesian students there. And I do hope also that include one in from my universities, because I'm still teaching Bandung Institute of Technology in the energy economics, and also teaching the University of Defense. So thank you anyway for Dundee University. Well, within 10 minutes, I will share with you energy transition towards a low carbon economy that actually derived from the presidential's vision and mission. Next slide, please. This is the Indonesian economic growth targets, well, if we look at our target, the energy self-sufficiency that shown in the Astacita number 2 and number 5. We do have in our present government is 8 Astacita. Astacita is our dreams to achieve within 5 years. And energy self-resilience, energy self-sufficient, I think will be shown in the Astacita number 2 and number 5. I understood before from the previous speaker that showing the Paris Agreement that we are committing to proceed in the future now and also in the future, and also the way that we're going to reduce the CO2 from time to time. We do have also 31.9% unconditional support. But if we do have a support from the international community, then we should be able to decrease our CO2 emission up to 43.2%. And that is in line with what we have to achieve the net zero emission year 2060. The way that we are planning for the next 5 years is step by step that we try to achieve 8% economic growth from 5.03, 5.3, 6.3, 7.3, 7.7, and 8%. And then we also set from the national target until the golden year in 2045, the transformation stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, until we do hope to achieve in year 2045. Next. Next. Okay, this one is the growth of economy versus energy. The role of energy in the stages of economic growth, based on Stowe concept, the energy sector has a role in increasing economic growth towards industrial countries. If we look at our GDP, the gross domestic product, as you know, is a function of the public consumption, investment, net export. When I say net export, it's export minus import, and then the state budget. Year 2023, our income per capita is about $5,000 per year, or approximately about 77 million per year, rupiah. Well, in order for us to achieve the middle income trap, MIT, our GDP per capita has to achieve 15,000 US dollar per year, or about 230 million rupiah per year. If we look at now the present situations from 2017 until 2023, our energy consumption, our energy investment, our energy net export, our net energy spending in the government have a share 10.13%, 10 until 13%, 3 until 5%, 12 until 14%, 1 until 2%. The energy balance of trade, we only look the oil is deficit, but if we include the coal and also include the gas, then our balance of trade becoming positive. The energy security perspective from the national security concept that we have in Indonesia, from the 3 point out of the 12 point, we'll see that oil fuel is the problem because we have the deficit and we have to import. It will affect our balance of trade. Then import, energy price disparity, and natural gas and LPG supply and services also burden to our national energy security. And indirectly, it will have an impact also on the economic growth. If you look at the picture there, then we can see that the consumption, the energy consumption is related closely to the GDP growth from time to time. Next. This is the energy transition concept. What I would like to stress here, that energy transition is the first step in the energy transformation. So when we talk the energy transformation, first we're gonna have to talk first on energy transition. Is the fact a gradual shift from the fossil fuel energy to the non-fossil fuel, slightly moving from the fossil fuel to the non-fossil fuel. In the transition period, you know, I illustrated that in the bridge of transition, effort to diversify fossil energy into the new and renewable energy required a transition phase. Energy resources such as geothermal, we have the biggest one, you know, about 25 to 30,000 megawatt. Hydropower is big potential, natural gas and coal, environmentally friendly technology. Or what we call it is clean coal technology, CCT. So in the transition, if we are going to use the gas and coal, we have to apply the CCT, you know, that include also the carbon capture and utilization and carbon capture and storage. You know. That's main energy in the transition phase. So then we can reach fully then to the new and renewable energy production. If we look at here the table, you see here the new and renewable energy are not much used in this country. Geothermal is only 11%, hydropower is only 7%, bioenergy, wind power, solar power, ocean energy, coal gasification, even nuclear power is very small, less than 10%. But the total average is about 0.38%. So I think in the future, I think we have the potential and prospect to develop the new and renewable energy. But I think we will need, you know, assistance, support from the international community, from the national community, and the technical side, and also in the economic side. Next. This is the the transformation concept, and partly is the transition period. The transition is part of the decarbonization, is the massive decarbonization across the sector. Use of renewable energy, environmentally friendly technology, carbon reduction, early retirement of the coal power plant, step by step, electrification, and carbon capture and storage, and carbon capture, utilization, and storage. Next step in the transformation concept is decentralization. That is the democratization of energy by making customers part of a centralized ecosystem. And then move forward after the decentralization is the digitalization, is the application of the Internet of Things in the energy system. Finally, next slide. My slide number 5 to propose to you I'm sorry, this is the 5th, is regarding the generation cost. If we look at in this country in the past, the coal generation cost is less, is not much. But then if we input the externality cost, that's the of the air pollution, is the cost of carbon dioxide, O2 cost. Then if we include the external cost, then the cost of generation in coal is very high. If there, is the highest. If we include the externality cost, then it'll be higher than the solar panel, it'll be higher than wind, it'll be higher than geothermal. So I think new and renewable energy in the future will be prosper, will be good in the country because if we include the externality cost to include, the CO2 emission reduction, to include also the air pollution and other things that make the emission in the global. Next. 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 Next slide. This is our recommendation. This is our recommendation to how we can achieve the low carbon economy. The way I'm thinking, the way we are thinking, that we have to include what we call it a pentahelix collaboration. That include the government, the academic institution, society, NGO, and the private sector. 5 of the component will need to work together, to abate the CO2 emission so that we can achieve the carbon economy. Governments, they have the scope of work of the regulation, incentive, roadmap, global cooperation, the academic institutions, innovation, scale work partnership with the industry and research. And the society is the low emission lifestyle, participate in a community program, encourage the social acceptance, NGO and also is adopting the new technology, renewable energy, like in Indonesia now is developing under the cooperative, under the, and is willing to collaborate the university research and education I think that's all
We seem to have.
for now. Regarding my presentation, we appreciate thanks for.
All right, thank you very much to Professor Purnomo Yusgiantoro. Sir, thank you very much for your time and
Attention
insight.
from all of you for my presentation. Thank you. Billahi taufik walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Purnomo Yusgiantoro. Once again, can we have another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much for joining us as well, Professor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as part of our efforts to support energy transition towards a low-carbon economy, a partnership has been forged between the Center for Energy, Petroleum, and Mineral Law and Policy as flagship LPDP initiative. And to mark this special occasion, we are honored to invite the Director of Scholarship at LPDP. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bapak Insinyur Dwi Larso.
Thank you so much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. On behalf of LPDP, I will give a very short remark on this occasion because we will have a plenary session later on for a longer discussion. First of all, I should thanks Pak Dirut, saudara kami Pak Darmo, Pak Tejo, Pak Amin, senior saya Pak Joko Siswanto, yang baru speaking tadi juga senior saya, my senior Pak. Same high school Pak, we went to same high school, just different 14 years Pak. So thank you so much. Our colleague from Dundee, Jeff, as well with the team. I'm happy to stand here actually to, after settling down the inclusion of University of Dundee at our list, Pak, because of direction by Pak Darmawan Prasojo and others, Pak. In fact, actually, University of Dundee already on our list, Pak, since last year, Pak. We have cooperation since June 2024. We recruit 20 students for doctoral degree at life science, ya, Bu, ya. And this year we will expand for another 45 scholarship, Pak. 15 will be from life science, 30 will be from the School of Social Science, Humanity, and Law. I think we will for sure give a full support on this, Pak. I think I should mention that LPDP always aim to sending as many as best talent of Indonesia to study at the best university in the world, Pak, including University of Dundee, Pak, ya, including University of Dundee. Sorry, and we feel that University of Dundee is very close friend, excellent and outstanding partner. We put them on the priority list, Pak, not on the regular list, Pak. So it's priority list. We call it the scholarship is priority scholarship, ya, Bu, ya. We can set our own criteria, we can set our own schedule for recruitment, Pak, because Dundee is priority, Pak, not regular one, Pak. Ya, unlike others. The other thing that I should mention, actually, in the last 3 years, LPDP increased recruitment from 3,500 per year. Last year we recruit 8,000, Pak. So, and in 2023, we managed to recruit 10,000, Pak. Master and doctoral degree. And we push hard, as Semarang people say, gaspol remblong, Pak. Gaspol remblong. All the money we use to send the best talent of Indonesia to study, Pak. And we managed to have that number, Pak. So I think based on our experience, our need, we need to put LPDP as a catalyst to increase the number, Pak. As Pak Wamen say, 54,000, Pak, by the end of December, we recruit already, and more than 500,000 recipients, including non-degree program. I think that's still small for our big country, Pak. I think LPDP cannot do alone. We have to hand in hand with University of Dundee, with PLN, with other, and now we have more than 25 cooperation, Pak, around the world, Pak, including University of Dundee, and we will have more and more. Yeah. I think by doing so, we will see Indonesia much better and much faster to catch up to be one of the global player, including in the area of energy and renewable energy, Pak. I think no question at all that LPDP will support this initiative done by University of Dundee, Pak, and in general with UK partners. I think LPDP, no question, to fully support this initiative. Thank you so much, and see you soon in plenary session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih, thank you very much, Bapak Insinyur Dwi Larso. Congratulations on the collaboration forged, sir. We pray all of the success, sir, for this initiative. And ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, we also have a very important milestone in today's event, the signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding between SKK Migas and the University of Dundee. And this agreement represents a significant step toward fostering collaboration in the energy sector, particularly in advancing research, knowledge exchange, and capacity building. And for this, I would like to invite on stage to formalize this commitment, Bapak Lukius Giantoro, Secretary of SKK Migas, and also Professor Kim Dale, representing the University of Dundee. Welcome. And also as witness to the signing ceremony, Bapak Joko Iswanto, Bapak Darmawan Prasojo, Bapak Yusuf Didi Setiarto, and Professor Jeff Blackford. Gentlemen, if you would give us the honor of joining on stage for the signing ceremony. Right, Bapak Luki and Professor Dale, whenever you're ready, we would like to invite you to officiate the ceremony with your signatures. And to switch the documents. I would like to invite you to take up the documents for a photo op. Yes, and face it to the camera, and there you go. Wonderful, congratulations. And also, another picture of you shaking hands. Congratulations. By strengthening ties between industry and academia, this partnership aims to drive innovation and support Indonesia's energy transition. Can we have another round of applause? We'd like to invite our signatories and witness to stay on stage for a photo op. And to join, I would like to invite on stage Bapak Insinyur Dwi Larso. Once again, thank you very much, Pak. Please join us on stage for a photo op. Today's event has really been insightful, marking an important milestone in our effort to reaching a more sustainable future. And leaving a proud heritage for all of our children. Great smiles for our bright future, ladies and gentlemen. Can we have another round of applause? Thank you very much to all of our guests also. And we would like to take another photo. Let's do it Gen Z style. So we'll take another photo on the floor. Yes, we'd like to invite VIPs to take another photo on the floor, and we'd like to invite all of our guests to stand up with us. And for those of you who are on the right or the left-hand side, to kind of squeeze in a little bit so that we can capture your amazing faces. Yes. To come to the center more so that we can take a great photo of everyone. All right. One formal photo first with our great smiles. Everyone ready? Eyes to the camera. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now with our thumbs up, everyone. Thumbs up for our fist as well. A great future ahead. And for our video, can we all say energy transition towards a low carbon economy? Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Energy transition towards a low carbon economy. Let's have a round of applause for this amazing initiative. Thank you very much. We'd like to invite all of our guests to take your seats once again. And we do understand, and we would like to express once again our sincerest gratitude to some of our distinguished VIP guests who will be departing after the photo opportunity due to official duties. But once again, we are going to jump right into our first plenary session. Therefore, we'd like to invite all of our guests to take your seats once again. Thank you very much to all of our VIP guests. We truly appreciate your time, presence, and valuable contributions to today's event. Your support and commitment to advancing Indonesia's energy transitions are greatly valued, and we look forward to continued collaboration in the future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, the room is being set up for our first plenary session. And just a little information to all of our guests that we will have 4 plenary sessions today, of course, including and led by esteemed moderators, ensuring engaging and thought-provoking discussions. These sessions will feature distinguished speakers and industry leaders covering critical topics that shape the future of sustainable energy. We understand that it will be a full day of discussions, but we encourage you to stay with us as there will be breaks in between sessions to give everyone an opportunity to recharge, network, and also reflect on the insights shared. The key objectives of this event are to provide a comprehensive analysis of Indonesia's energy transition, to strengthen the University of Dundee's role in advancing Indonesia's energy transition while also promoting higher education opportunities for Indonesian students in energy-related fields, and also to highlight the importance of sustainable finance, digitalization, and innovation as key drivers of a low-carbon future. It is also to foster collaboration and knowledge exchange among stakeholders, encouraging actionable solutions that will contribute to a sustainable and resilient energy future. This event also serves as a moment to celebrate the 75th anniversary of UK-Indonesia's diplomatic relations, underscoring the shared commitment of both nations to tackling global energy and climate changes together. Now we hope today's discussion will spark new ideas, encourage meaningful partnerships, and inspire forward-thinking solutions that will support Indonesia's journey toward a more sustainable energy future. We see that the floor is ready, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to invite all of our guests to kindly take your seats as we invite on stage the speakers for our first plenary session. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, once again, we will jump right into our first plenary session discussion with the theme Navigating the Energy Transition Policy Maze. Once again, due to all of our distinguished guests, due to time constrictions, we do request kindly that you may take your seats once again. Sekali lagi Bapak Ibu, kita akan langsung masuk ke plenary session diskusi pertama. Oleh karena itu, dengan hormat kami mengundang Bapak Ibu untuk dapat kembali ke tempat duduk masing-masing. We do appreciate your kind understanding and support once again. Adnan, and I would like to invite you to call on of our speakers. The floor is yours, sir.
All the speakers. Yeah. Can you please?
Sure, Bapak. I will help you, assist you in inviting the speakers on stage as well. As President Commissioner of PGN, Bapak Amin Sunaryadi. Can we have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, Bapak Amin. Please join us on stage. All right, we will invite him over after. And of course, we'd like to invite Bapak Lucky Yusgiantoro, Secretary of SKK Migas, to join us for this first plenary session. And also welcome Bapak Suroso Ismandar, Director of Risk Management PT PLN Persero. Welcome, sir. Please join our discussion. And We'd like to invite Mr. Samar Shah, Country Director, Indonesia and Southeast Asia Cluster Lead, British Council. Welcome on stage, sir. And also, we would like to invite once again on stage Bapak Insinyur Dwi Larso, MSc, PhD, Director of Scholarship, LPDP. Over to you, Bapak Arif Ilham.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, fellow participants, dignitaries and excellencies. We are very lucky to have a great panels here to discuss about how to navigate the energy transitions. It's always challenging. We have great panels in front of us. Pak Lukius Gantoro, I will be introduce each of the panels, and then after that we will invite each panels to give his or her view on how to deal with the energy transitions, and after that we will be having question and answers and conclusions. So let me introduce Pak Luki Purnomo Sugiantoro. Pak Luki Purnomo Sugiantoro is basically very long-standing career. He's having very long-standing careers in oil and gas industry. He is now the secretary of the SKK Migas. Done his education very well, bachelor degree, master degree, and PhD degree in Corridor School of Mines, on top of Institut Français de Pétrole. So we are very lucky to have Pak Luki, very authorized in his field. Another one is Pak Suroso Isnanda, Insinyur Suroso Isnanda, Master of Science. Currently, Pak Suroso is the Director of Management Risk at PTPLN, and also distinguished alumni from Scotland. Pak Suroso dan his bachelor degree in ITB Bandung in electrical engineering and master degree at Eberhard Dundee University, and currently he's pursuing his PhD at ITB Bandung. Thank you very much, Pak Suroso. The other one is Pak Samar. Pak Samar Shah is the director of British Council. His responsibility not only for British Council Indonesia, but also for the ASEAN region. We will be having a very good view of him on how UK and British Council help Indonesian talent, might be not only Indonesian talent, the ASEAN talent, on how to prevail, how to pursue his educations in a great university in the UK. And we have Pak Dwi Larso. Pak Dwi Larso, Insinyur Dwi Larso PhD. He's the director of scholarship at LPDP, Ministry of Finance. And Pak Amin Sundaryadi. Pak Amin Sundaryadi is very well known in this industry. Pak Amin now is President Commissioners of PTPGN, the state gas company. Before that, he was the President Commissioners of PLN, of this company, and was a Commissioners of KPK, the Agency for Corruption Eradication. So very well known in the governance, risk and compliance, anti-bribery, anti-corruption things. So please, we listen a bit about the view on how we navigate the energy transitions. We start from Pak Luki. Can you please have 5 minutes of your view on the energy transitions?
Thank you, Pak Arif. 5 minutes. I want to take a personal note first. Please don't count 5 minutes. When I was thinking of getting my PhD, I only considered 2 schools, Colorado School of Mines or University of Dundee.
Oh, really? Not IFP,
No, that's for me. But finally, I decided to go to Colorado School of Mines. Maybe if I go to University of Dundee, it would be different. I would stay there for a long time. Not for school, but for an extended career, maybe. Anyway, and then I see a lot of alumni from University of Dundee. Actually, I envy University of Dundee. The Colorado School of Mines never made this kind of event before, so this is a good example. Okay, however, let's go back to the laptop. Regarding, of course, we're discussing about Indonesia. The new current government is aiming for 8% of economic growth. It's very difficult, but it's achievable, of course. And we need energy for such economic growth. For economic growth, there are only two types of resources needed. The first one is capital resources, and the second one is human resources. In terms of capital resources, of course, you have financial resources, you need financial resources, and you need energy resources, natural resources. So Indonesia is blessed with a lot of oil and gas. We're still relying so much in oil and gas in our daily consumption, in our primary energy consumption. And almost 50% of our primary energy consumption is based on oil and gas. In terms of crude oil itself, we're still importing about 38% of what we need for energy consumption. So we want to utilize those resources for our economy to grow. And it's quite important when we think about oil and gas. We still have 120 basins, and the number of basins that are drilled, only 20. So we still need energy resources in oil and gas, upstream oil and gas. So when we talk about energy, it's analogous to upstream oil and gas. But that's one side. The other side, of course, is that we need to support the global agenda of reducing greenhouse gas. In our upstream oil and gas, we call low carbon solution or low carbon initiative, how to reduce the greenhouse gas. But again, that's from the capital resources. But from the human resources, what we need is, we need information, we need technology, of course, and then that's what we are here for. We sign an MOU, so we need not just the number of people, the number of human needed to mobilize these energy resources, but we need the quality of the human resources. That's what we're hoping from that MOU, is that we can send people that needed to combine these two agendas, how to meet the energy for Indonesia, and also how to meet, to help the global agenda of reducing CO2. And we're looking forward, actually, to have collaboration further with University of Dundee regarding what can we do. I mean, we're thinking about future. We're thinking about not just 1 or 2 years. Oil and gas is about 20, 30, 40 years from now. And also what we're doing to reduce carbon emission is also 20, 30, 40 years from now. So it's a long-term projection. It's a long-term plan. And I think that's what we need to do, and we can discuss more about it later. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Luki. Thank you. Pak Suroso, can we please have your view on it? Energy transition.
Right. Thank you for the opportunity. But first of all, Prof. Kim, Jeff, and Samar, apologize. I will speak in Indonesia just a little bit, but the slide will be in English, so should be alright. Baik, Bapak Ibu semuanya. Coba ada slide 1, 2. PLN sebenarnya sudah melihat ke depan. Kalau kita melakukan business as usual, tetap menggunakan fossil fuel yang kita punya, maka emisi kita yang 247 juta ton per tahun akan meledak menjadi 1.000 lebih juta ton, artinya hampir 1 miliar ton per tahun. Sehingga PLN berpikiran kita harus lakukan sesuatu. Maka PLN membuat namanya Accelerated Renewable Energy Development, yang grafiknya ada di bawah itu. Jadi emisi business usual seperti ini, PLN mencoba untuk menekan emisinya supaya jadi nol pada tahun 2060. Dan ini underlying, philosophical underlying dari semua program kita yang ada. Kemudian dari sini, Anda lihat bahwa warna hitam batu bara akan kita coba bisa nanti secara natural bisa pensiun normal aja lah. Kalau bisa dini, kalau normal ya normal, ditambah dengan gas sehingga emisinya akan menjadi turun. Nah, ini diterjemahkan dalam RUPTL yang akan segera keluar. Tadi Pak Dirjen menjanjikan segera keluar katanya ya. Jadi di draft RUPTL 2025 sampai dengan 2034, RUPTL is Power Development Plan Summer for the next 10 years. 70% dari RUPTL ini nanti tambahannya adalah renewable energy. 10 tahun ke depan kita akan menambah 71.000 megawatt. Pada saat ini install capacity di Indonesia 75.000 megawatt. 10 tahun ke depan kita akan dobelin. Tapi jangan bayangin gimana kerjanya PLN ya, pasti sibuk banget itu nanti. Nah, dari 71.000 megawatt ini, 46.000-nya renewable energy. Anda bisa lihat anginnya 7.000 megawatt, tambah baterai 20 gigawatt hour, kemudian mataharinya 17.000 megawatt, kemudian panas bumi udah kita maksimalkan 5.000 megawatt, biomass 1.000 megawatt, hydro besar-besaran 16.000 megawatt. Masih ada kurangnya dikit. Kita tambal dengan batu bara 5.000 megawatt, kemudian gas 15.000 megawatt, dan ternyata ada room untuk nuklir. Mau tidak mau kita harus nuklir setelah kita melewati 2035. Sehingga dari sini kita bisa melihat bahwa untuk melakukan energi transisi ini, untuk tadi disampaikan Pak Purnomo sampaikan kan ini bridging nih, dari fosil menuju fully renewable energy harus ada stepping stone. Dan inilah yang kita coba lakukan, dan PLN sudah mengajukan ke pemerintah melalui RUPTL untuk bisa melakukan program energi transisi ini. Nah, ada satu syarat. Kalau sebelumnya pembangkit fosil itu bisa kita letakkan dekat pusat beban, masalahnya sumber-sumber energi ini belum tentu dekat dengan pusat beban, bisa jauh-jauh, sehingga mau nggak mau kita harus merangkul teknologi baru yang namanya smart grid. Jadi kita harus membangun smart grid yang sangat banyak, karena kita harus mengumpulkan potensi angin yang letaknya jauh, barangkali jauh, dan juga solar yang ada, sehingga slide berikutnya kita harus mulai masuk ke era namanya smart grid. PLN mulai sekarang akan membangun smart grid ini yang meliputi smart power plant, smart transmission maupun smart distribution. Dan ini akan menghubungkan semua sumber-sumber energi yang jauh tadi menjadi green enabling supergrid di slide berikutnya. Nah, Bapak Ibu, pada saat membangun transmisi ini, kalau sebelumnya pusat-pusat pembangkit bisa didekatkan ke pusat beban, bebannya di Jakarta, kita bangun di Indramayu, kita bangun di Suralaya. Nah, sekarang potensi hidro jauh-jauh, ada di Aceh sana, potensi wind ada di selatan Jawa. Mau tidak mau kita harus membangun yang namanya green enabling supergrid. Kita harus membangun saluran transmisi 10 tahun ke depan sebesar 48 km sirkuit. Keliling bumi itu kira-kira 24.000 ya, sehingga ini hampir 2 kalinya keliling bumi itu yang harus kita bangun. Sehingga PLN ke depan akan membangun yang namanya green enabling supergrid untuk bisa mengumpulkan potensi-potensi dari renewable energy yang 46.000 megawatt tadi untuk disalurkan kepada pusat-pusat beban. Ini adalah statement PLN dalam walk the talk, Mas Pak Oki, Pak Moderator. Sehingga dari sinilah, inilah the real program from PLN, bagaimana kita mendevelop energy transition, gimana kita bisa menekan CO2 tapi sambil mencukupi energi security kita. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Pak Soroso. It's very clear presentations. Pak Samersi, can you please give some view on it?
Thank you very much, Pak Arif. It's a great honor to be here on this very special occasion. So I represent the British Council. So the British Council is the UK's international organization for cultural relations and educational opportunities. So I want to approach this topic from an education perspective. So I think a lot has been, said about the power of education today. And indeed, we've got so many University of Dundee alumni playing a part in today's event and many of the other efforts. So I think that's a testament to why we need to focus on education in preparing the future talents, world-class talents for energy transition, by building stronger international partnerships through research and innovation. So just out of curiosity, if you're a Dundee alumni, ladies and gentlemen, can you raise your hand? Very good. What about if you are a UK alumni? Can you raise your hand? Many more, okay. But still, we have many who haven't raised their hand, so I think that's the work cut out for me and Baduri Lasso. So we'll aim to reach a full house maybe in a year's time. The British Council, as I mentioned, so we really focus on building trust, connections, and understanding between the people of Indonesia and people in the UK. And a key priority, a key enabler to do that is education. Because through education, we bring people together, we bring our minds together, we exchange knowledge, we look at common problems, and we come up with solutions. So in that regard, what we do here in Indonesia since 1948 is to bring that UK experience and expertise. And we are so pleased to see how much appreciation there is from Indonesia, right from the president, to everybody sitting here, about the world-class education offer that the UK brings, such as University of Dundee and many other universities. So what we want to do is to extend and strengthen international connections for Indonesia and the UK, so that the Indonesian students will be equipped with the skills, knowledge, expertise, and the mindset to not only conduct top-notch research, but also be a responsible citizen about protecting our planet. So exactly how do we do it? We have a few examples I want to share with you. The first one is called Going Global Partnerships, which is a flagship program by the British Council to facilitate institutional partnerships. So we have heard the amazing agreement announced just now for LPDP to support many more Indonesian students to study at University of Dundee and many other universities in the UK and worldwide. But also, there are those who, for whatever reason, may not be able to go to do a full degree study. And that's why, through Going Global Partnerships, we're bringing Indonesian universities and UK universities together so that they can collaborate and work on more options for Indonesian students, such as transnational education, where Indonesian students could get a UK degree right here in Indonesia. So in that regard, we have given University of Dundee a Going Global Partnership grant previously, which enabled them to set up a dual degree undergraduate program on biomedicine with I3L, the Indonesian International Institute for Life Sciences, so that Indonesian students, as part of that program, will get 2 degrees, one from Dundee and one from I3L. And we have just awarded University of Dundee another Going Global Partnership grant so that they can work with UGM on another transnational education program on science so that more Indonesian students could benefit from the world-class education offer by the UK. The second thing I want to mention is our scholarship. So it's great to hear about LPDP's effort. So from the UK, we have the UK government's Chevening Scholarships. We also have the British Council's Women in STEM scholarships. You may wonder, why do we want to focus on women studying STEM subjects? Well, ladies and gentlemen, according to data from UNESCO, less than 30% of the world's researchers are women, and only 30% of female students select STEM-related fields in higher education. And research has also shown that educating, training, and hiring more women in STEM can lead to better scientific and financial outcomes and increasing the diversity in the workforce and bringing variety in perspectives and giving organizations a competitive edge. So we need more role models as well, so that young girls out there will know that there's no limit to what they can do. So we need people like Professor Durek Rita, the head of BMKG, or Professor Kim Dell. So many of you know Kim as the Vice Principal of University of Dundee, but did you also know that she's also a world-renowned scientist in molecular development biology? So we need more people like Kim, like Professor Durek Rita, and that's why the British Council has set up the Women in STEM scholarships to support Indonesian women to study master degree program in the UK. And so far, 78 women have gone from Southeast Asia, and 21%, 17 of them are from Indonesia. And the third thing I want to mention is the International Science Partnership Fund, ISPF. So this is the next phase of Newton Fund. Many of you may have heard and may have even benefited from the Newton Fund from the UK. So this is the next phase where we want to support researchers and innovators to collaborate internationally. So we have given out grants for joint research collaboration between Indonesia and the UK. We are supporting fellowships, so early career fellowships for Indonesians to go to the UK to work on vaccine supply and also maritime decarbonization. So this is a way for us to also enable Indonesian researchers and scientists to work together with their counterparts from the UK and the rest of the world to improve the quality of the research and also research, translation, and commercialization. And the fourth thing I want to highlight, in addition to higher education, is how we're engaging with the youth. Because I see colleagues from HSBC here, Ibn Nuni and Charles. So we have a project together with HSBC in West Java to empower young people, especially young people from marginalized communities, disabled young people living on the street, by giving them the climate skills so that not only can they improve the livelihood for themselves, but also give back to their society. And finally, I just want to highlight another thing that we promote on behalf of the UK, English language. So we talk about scholarships, studying abroad, interacting with the rest of the world. English is essential. So that's why we've got a booth outside to help you to get more information about taking IELTS with the British Council or getting English language training support, so that English does not stand as a barrier for Indonesian students to secure scholarships and tell that Indonesian success story with the rest of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Samar. I think already answers all the questions. Okay, Pak Dwi, can you please share a bit about how LPDP can
Okay, Pak. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Actually, I sit here to represent Pak Andi Nadianto, President Director of LPDP, who could not attend due to another agenda. So it's better for me to let me read Pak Andi's speech. Yeah, very short speech, hopefully less than 5 minutes. It's a privilege to sit here today at this important plenary session on navigating the energy transition policy. I would like to extend my deepest appreciation and congratulations to the establishment of CEP MLP, yeah, Center for Energy, Petroleum and Mineral Law and Policy, by Dundee University, PLN, and SKK Migas. Your dedication to shaping the future of energy policy is commendable, and I'm honored to contribute to this discussion from the perspective of Indonesia, human capital development, and investment in energy-related research and education through LPDP. Transition to a sustainable energy future is no longer a distant aspiration. It is a mass urgent necessity. As we chart our course through this transition, we must acknowledge that achieving a balanced and inclusive energy transformation requires more than just technologies and regulatory framework. It needs as well a strong investment in people, human capital, research and capacity building, where LPDP can play a critical role in preparing world-class talents. Sorry, move the page. Indonesia commitment to achieving net zero emission by 2060 and transition toward a sustainable energy landscape is a challenge that requires cross-sectoral collaboration. At LPDP, we dedicate to developing world-class talent equipped with knowledge, skill, and experience to drive Indonesia energy transition. LPDP has strategically allocated funding to support master and doctoral program in energy transition related field at top university globally, including University of Dundee. What we will do as well with extension of the cooperation with University of Dundee. This program focus on renewable energy policy, carbon management, energy law, and environment economics, ensuring that Indonesia talent become key players in the global energy sector. Beyond academic scholarship, LPDP actively collaborate with government agency, state-owned enterprise, and private sector partner to fund research that directly contribute to national energy policy making. Our goal is to bridge the gap between academic research and industry needs, ensuring that world-class expertise can translate into real-world impact. As we navigate this transition, we must recognize the multiple challenges that lie ahead. First, regulatory certainty. Policymakers need to design regulation that provide long-term clarity and stability for investors, while also ensuring just energy access for all citizens. Building human capital, the success of energy transition will ultimately depend on having the right expertise in place. We must continue investing in education, training, and upskilling programs to prepare Indonesia workforce for the future energy sector or energy economy. However, within these challenges lie tremendous opportunity. Indonesia is uniquely positioned to lead in key areas such as geothermal energy and biofuels. By harnessing our rich natural resources and aligning our human capital development strategies, we can become a regional leader in this energy transition. This last page, yeah. The path forward is clear. We must strengthen collaboration between academia, industry, government, and community to create an ecosystem where innovation thrives. We strongly invite all stakeholders present today, from university and research institution to industry leaders and policymakers, to work together in designing solutions that are both practical and forward-looking. At LPDP, we remain committed to preparing world-class talents who will lead Indonesia energy transformation. We will continue to support scholars and researchers who are dedicated to shaping a more sustainable and equitable energy future for Indonesia and beyond. In closing, Pak Andin want to emphasize that the energy transition is not just about technology, it's about people. By investing in human capital, we are ensuring that Indonesia has the talent and leadership required to navigate this complex but necessary transformation. Thank you so much. Looking forward to our continued collaboration in advancing a just and sustainable energy transformation. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Widarso. This is all about human at the end. Pak Amin, can you please give your view on it?
Thank you, Pak Arif. I would like to explain how to deal with the corruption risk to ensure the successful transition energy program. First of all, we need to see how to ensure the program will be successful. Of course, number one, based on the government policy on energy transition. Based on that policy, then every player, including corporations such as PLN, Pertamina as well as private companies, Medco, has to prepare their own internal policy to follow the government transition energy policy. Based on their internal policy, then they will prepare managerial guideline, maybe technical guideline, and then standard operating procedure down to operational level. When all the output of the operational level in line with the higher policy, it will successful. But how to make sure that all lower implementing operations activities in line with the policy? As a corporation, I believe most of you working for corporations, then you need to read the corporation law, Indonesian corporation law. Board of directors, board of commissioners, when working for the corporation has to follow several things. Number one, good faith, itikat baik. So that's principle number one. Number two, prudent, kehati-hatian. Number three, accountable, bertanggung jawab. Number four, all what they do for the company, not for personal or other parties. Number five, no conflict of interest. If you follow that, then you will be considered following the business judgment rules. Looking at the case of Ibu Karen, previously she was the president director of Pertamina. He was charged for corruption case in the BMG field purchasing. After cassation, the Supreme Court decision said that it was not a criminal issue, not a criminal offense. Why? Because what she did is following the business judgment rules. How the Supreme Court decided? Because no conflict of interest, no intentional wrongdoings, no bad faith. That's stated on the Supreme Court decisions. So let's follow the Indonesian company law, good faith, prudent, accountable, all of you do for the company, and no conflict of interest. Then I go to the number one, good faith. Good faith, in the contrary, is the bad faith. Sometimes other people accuse us that we do a bad faith. How to prove that bad faith? Usually in the criminal or in the corruption case, the bad faith terms is the mens rea, niat jahat. In the Indonesian context, including in the BUMN context, a lot of niat jahat, a lot of mens rea, evidenced by that there was a conflict of interest. There was a kickback payment. There was a bribery payment. So in practical, to protect our program, please don't involve in conflict of interest, don't involve any bribery payment you pay or you receive, don't involve in kickback transaction. It will save your activities, means will save your program, will save the energy transition program. I believe that is the most important for us, players or doers in the corporation, particularly state-owned companies. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Amin. Thank you very much for your directions and guidance on how to operate the corporations. So there is some questions. I will go to Pak Luki. Pak Luki, well, provided that oil and gas upstream is still the cornerstone of our energy resilience and security, So how do we really find a right balance between the security and the it's a transitions and net zero on the perspective?
Yeah, Pak Arif. It's a good question. I want to be pragmatic about this, and we want oil and gas, as mentioned, for energy security. We want to attract investment coming into Indonesia for upstream oil and gas. When we want to attract investment, of course, there's economic evaluation, there's also policy evaluation, but your question is on regard of how do we support low carbon economy. And in the upstream oil and gas, we have 6 low carbon initiative, as mentioned. We are doing such thing not just only to meet the global agenda, but also to attract investment coming. Because when we discuss with potential investors, they are concerned about, of course, the global agenda. But when we discuss about the low carbon initiative, the low carbon programs, and also when we discuss about carbon capture storage, carbon capture utilization storage, they're excited. Oh, this is a good thing. Like what the Mr. Chairman mentioned, one or some of the projects we call it integrated project. So we're not just producing oil and gas, but we're also injecting carbon into our reservoir through what we call carbon capture storage or carbon capture utilization storage. So actually, our industry is one of the pioneer to use renewable energy, solar PV. When in year 2013, 2014, that time, I came to one of the fields in Sulawesi area, and in that facility, we already installed solar PV with the battery. So in year 2013, 2014, it was still expensive, I believe. So it was still expensive, but our industry already installed solar PV. In our offshore platforms, we're also installing solar PVs. It's more efficient. So we are in complement each other with the renewable energy. So one of those things that we did, and also what we're discussing right now in internal SKK Migas, is about how to reduce routine flaring. We've been discussing with many private sectors, with technology provider. We've been discussing with policymaker how to reduce flare. And then that's what we're doing right now, trying to develop a roadmap how to reduce flare. So you can see from the 6 initiatives that we're doing right now, we need technology. We need technology to do this, but aside from that, we still need to produce oil and gas. So including, we discuss about energy management within our team, and also actually in SKK Migas, we have an ad hoc team, low carbon management team. It's an ad hoc team, it's a temporary team, but we're trying to push this initiative, these programs, also again, to ensure that, and then to show to the potential investors and to overseas, to the government, overseas government, foreign government, that what we're doing is, yeah, we're trying to really make this upstream activity is a circular economy. But again, we need technology, we need human resources. I think Dandi is focusing on the policy. I think it's good to be hand in hand, not just on the technology, but on the policy that would support the technology.
Thank you, Pak. So taking your your answers about CCS, carbon capture storage, it might be also applicable to PLN, Pak Suroso. But the problem is the affordability might be, I don't know, you are the expert, yeah? So I did my research, 10 years ago about the CCS basically. So about the affordability, might be it's a bit different than upstream oil and gas if we implement it. The question is affordability of the technology, yeah, for this initiative. Might be wind farm also another option. Can you please give your view on it?
Right. Well, CCS has been around from the idea and concepts. It's been more than 10 years. And the problem with CCS is how to adopt the CCS from the pilot project into the commercially viable project. So if we are taking the cost at the moment from the CCS, it will adding up around 5 cent each cent US dollar per kilowatt hour on top of the production cost. So regarding this reservoir where we can put in the liquid carbon dioxide, there are several places available, that's for sure. But to make this technology more commercially viable, that still remain the challenge. Now, what is the alternative from the CCS, the carbon capture and storage? For Indonesia, for example, the principle of CCS actually is carbon sink. Is there any other form of carbon sinks? Yes. We are blessed with the mangrove forest. The efficiency in building the mangrove forest compared to CCS, probably we still can see the economical cost at the moment is comparable or even maybe cheaper with the mangrove forest. So therefore, PLN at the moment pushing on the environmentally friendly program, including all reforestation of the mangrove forest as much as possible. Meanwhile, we think for the CCS technology to be in place and also commercially available. Let's say 1,000 megawatt coal-fired power plant. If we put CCS at the moment, it will need 300 megawatt to operate those CCS.
Yes.
So there is a penalty of 30%, and that makes the operation cost of those particular coal-fired power plant used to be only 4.5 cent US dollar per kilowatt hour. We adding CCS, then become 10 or 11.
Yes.
Jadi Bapak Ibu, CCS ini konsepnya sudah lama, tapi bagaimana membuat CCS bekerja? Yang pertama. Yang kedua, apakah ada alternatif lain selain CCS? Padahal kita punya banyak alternatif terkait dengan carbon sink. Pada dasarnya CCS itu carbon sink. Karbon ditangkap, dimasukkan dalam reservoir. Hal yang sama dilakukan oleh hutan mangrove, Bapak Ibu. Kalau kita lakukan forestation hutan mangrove yang banyak, makanya di sekeliling PLTU Rembang, PLTU manapun, kita mendorong supaya ada reforestation dari mangrove ini. Ini adalah very practical and very cheap way untuk bisa mengabsorb CO2 sambil nunggu CCS. Kalau CCS misalnya bisa 2 sen US dollar per kilowatt hour, definitely PL akan jump in. Sekarang kita rata-rata sekitar 5 sampai 6 sen US dollar untuk PLTU. Tambahkan 5 sen sampai 6 sen untuk CCS, dan itu belum bisa skala yang besar, udah menjadi 11-12 sen US dollar. Udah kalah kompetisi sama bagian yang lain. So that's our view on CCS. Of course we'll keep an eye on the CCS. And of course we are very willing to try this technology. We have several geological reservoirs that we can fill in with those liquid CO2. But we think because we are the operation company, that we have to make sure that this technology is commercially viable.
Thank you, Pak Suarso. So for Summer and Pak Dwi, I think the question is almost same on how we keep the education always be in line with the changing of technology. So how do you and British councils and LPDP, how to keep it? Because today we have CCS, another day we have PV, maybe another day we have a hybrid of it. Might be, I think this mangrove things is another solutions in which might be not many experts in this country. So how do we have a policy on to be keeping up with the technology which is always be coming up? Please, Pak Summer and Pak Dwi, on your silakan Pak Dwi first.
Okay. Aduh, terima kasih Pak. Thank you. Mungkin saya salah pencet Pak. Okay, thanks so much. I think this is a general observation. I'm actually a lecturer as well, so I think the first challenge is for university, I think. The main role of faculty members, I think, is doing research. Yeah, from research, they can use the result from the research, experiment from the research to teach students better, as well, to serve community better. I think the first, I'm not sure in Indonesia, yeah, we need to do more and more research in our university, not only from the textbook, but from the cutting edge technology that's happening in the laboratory. The second one, I think the cooperation between industry and university is a must. I think in many countries that I see, advancing developed country, always, cooperation between industries, kind of integral process in terms of educating people, research, and then starting up, and then from the industry, and then giving back to the circle. I think that's a big challenge for us, and LPDP, seeing this challenge, we since about 2 years ago, I think we allow our graduate not go back directly to Indonesia. They have 2 years to take experience, at least 2 years, yeah, to take experience in industry around the world, and then they can come back afterward, or they can lengthen seeking for experience outside, doing research or doing real work in the high-tech company, for example, and then back after they get experience. I think that will be a good compared to, after studying only in the classroom and then back to Indonesia with no experience. So we always try to find a way to make our talent that we send, especially abroad, to get the maximum exposure with new technology abroad. In one example, actually, for our medical specialists, we send abroad as well for fellowship. So we want to broaden their mindset of new technology and new network from international setting to go back to the medical specialist practices in Indonesia. So hopefully will increase, improve the condition of kedokteran in Indonesia, and led by Pak Minister of Health, Pak Budi Gunadi Sadikin. We support fully, Pak. Thank you so much, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Dwi. Someone, do you want to add shortly about that view?
Yes, maybe just to add to what Pak Dwi has already said. I think from our perspective, collaboration is key. So because I think we're all at different stages of the development, and our researchers, our scientists, our students, our faculty members are exposed to all sorts of information and technology. So when we collaborate, and then the collaboration has to be built on an equal partnership, because there is so much we can learn from each other. And then the joint work, when it's co-designed and co-delivered, can create a bigger impact than the sum of its parts. So that's why we are absolutely delighted to support events like this and bring our universities together so that the great minds can work together. And then we also want to approach it at the policy level. So as the ambassador mentioned, education will be a key priority for the newly elevated strategic partnership between our two countries. We have a G2G joint working group on education within that strategic partnership, so that we have the top level support and commitment to drive this forward. And I think the other thing is really about engaging with local community and listening to local community and making sure we can translate the research and combine research with education so that we can address industry downstreaming, research translation and commercialization, so that whatever we do will be of high relevance to the local context and benefiting the real communities. And that's when we can generate more interest and commitment from students and to their community members to adopt technology in a way that will not only improve their own livelihood, but also the livelihood of their communities.
Thank you. Pak Amin, just short questions on how do we see the management, risk management on the implementations on the energy transitions? How does it, how to see the energy transitions from risk management point of view? Because I know you are the chairman of the Forum Management Risk BUMN, so maybe you can give a short view on it.
Thank you. Of course, we need to see what is the energy transition program end to end, and then based on that review, then we identify every risk from every steps. Technology risk, and then social risk, and address, of course, different kinds of risk. And as I explained before, also corruption risk. I believe we need to identify one by one, the same as if we do the risk assessment, regular risk assessment. So we will review based on the energy transition program from end to end. And then we do risk assessment from step 1, step 2, step 3 until the end. Then after we identify the risk, of course, our job is to develop how to mitigate the risk, to make sure that the program will be successful.
Thank you, Pak Amin. Thank you. So let me conclude and give a summary on our discussion today. So basically, it's all about human, if we may agree. Yeah? So Pak Dwi is also about talking about the human capital, because any transformations is all about human capital. Also, Pak Suroso touched about human capital, how to drive the technology and everything. Pak Luki also emphasized on human capital. So we are very lucky to have here. We have University of Dundee, we have PLN, we have LPDP. Hopefully the human capital development to support these energy transitions can happen. Thank you very much for all the panelists. Thank you very much for the audience for your time. Thank you. I think we will be having a memento of appreciations and picture taking.
Yes, we do. Can we have a round of applause for our panelists? Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'd like to invite our panelists to take a step forward. We would like to present you with a token of appreciation and also a certificate, and therefore I would like to invite on stage Dr. Parulian Sihotang, representing Dundee University, PLN and SKK Migas as our host, to present a token of appreciation and certificate to all of our panelists. Once again, thank you very much. Starting from Bapak Amin. Thank you very much once again, gentlemen, for an insightful and thought-provoking session. Yes, let's take a great picture. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 more amazing discussions today. We do hope you can join us in all. As we are certain that the discussions and all of our panelists will provide us with enriching insights in all of the discussions. Thank you very much once again to all of our panelists. We appreciate your invaluable time and support on today's event. Chris, thank you very much to our moderator as well. All right, one more to go. And of course, let's take a great group picture with everyone after this. All right, one more. Bapak mungkin di tengah mungkin. Yes, at the center. Let's take a picture with everyone. Great smiles, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first panel discussion. Once again, can we have another round of applause? Yes, to our great future ahead. Thank you very much. And of course, we would have more discussions to come. But I think this is the perfect time for us to take a lunch break. Lunch will be provided for you and served buffet style in front of the auditorium. There will be buffet provided for you. But we do invite you to enjoy it inside the auditorium. So ladies and gentlemen, we will reconvene. We will reconvene exactly at 1:30 p.m. We do invite you to join us promptly once again for the next plenary session at 1:30 p.m. Lunch is served on the foyer in front of the auditorium. Enjoy your lunch, everyone, and see you at 1:30 p.m.